So this is our session 4. What did you call it, Emily, on Instagram? Our
An ultimate.
penultimate?
Because the next one is the last one.
So is the last one the ultimate?
Yeah, or the finale. That's what British people always say.
It's the penultimate episode.
Dun
Yeah.
dun dun.
Where's my tea?
Ooh, ha-ha, hee. Our sponsor, as always, CanadianDice.ca. If you'd like to go to CanadianDice.ca and check out their store and see all the great selections they have. I personally think their best thing is their mystery dice box. You get 5 dice set. Now, granted, you don't get to pick them, and you don't get to see them until the box arrives. But that's kind of exciting.
But they're pretty awesome.
Yeah, I can tell you that
went-
we bought those.
Look
for
at that maple leaf.
Look at that.
Ooh,
We buy the mystery boxes for the
fancy.
kids at Christmas every year, and they always love.
Is
the
it
dice
maple
sets they
flavored, Corvée?
get. Can you lick it
Lick
for
it.
us?
I don't know.
It's definitely yours if you like it.
I don't know what we have the. Hey, I don't know that we have the rating for you to lick it on stream.
I like
Spicy.
things last
Just
week.
don't hold it with your toes. That's what we don't have the rating for. I think licking dice is fine.
Yeah, no
Those
kidding.
are not
This from
okay.
Canadian Dice. It's a cat
Ooh.
gene.
A cat GM
Ooh.
behind a screen. The pins.
Yeah.
You can go over
And where
get-
did you get that from again, Emily?
Yeah, tell us.
CanadianDice.ca.
Look at that.
What?
You can go over there, buy pins, buy dice. We have a module that Ryan and I wrote over there. You can buy
It's great.
whatever you want, and then use the code OMRD for Old Men Rolling Dice, and get 15% off the entire purchase.
Armored.
I think that's it. I'll give my regular spiel. This is a game about horror, blood, violence, things that may make you feel uncomfortable might happen during the session. There is certainly opportunity for power inequities and people being treated poorly. Keep that in mind. If at any point you feel uncomfortable, by all means, turn us off. Switch the stream. Go somewhere else. Come back later and see if we're past the part that's making you feel uncomfortable. And myself and my players have gone through a safety checklist to sort of make sure we know what our do's and don'ts are for our game of horror. Now, that being said, I will add that this has not been a particularly horror-filled story.
There was that zombie raccoon.
Right.
There's a lot of laughing. There's zombie raccoons. There's dance-offs, but there's also
Creepy.
there's also bloody mirrors,
Yeah.
little hands.
That's
poking
definitely not
through.
creepy.
I mean, I think that Louis is
Yes,
probably
Artemis.
not a particularly comfortable person to watch play. That would be me. Anyway.
Artemis is rating us as Scooby-Doo adjacent.
Yes. Anyways, we warned you.
Take offense.
We
I will
warned you.
take the comparison to Buffy the Vampire Slayer any day.
Okay. Here we go. Vampire trailer. We'll be right back. What happened last time? We investigated the OG Automotive. You guys were trying to speak to Gavin, who was a vampire that was named in Delilah's notes that you think the Inquisition had gotten access to. So I wasn't sure exactly what you were going to ask Gavin, but when you got here, Gavin wasn't here. But you did meet his father, Oscar, who is the O of OG Automotive. And you also met Mindy. We have a very Dukes of Hazzard thing happening here. Let's see if we can. Here's Oscar. Just a good old boy. And here's Mindy. She might also appear familiar to some. And then this is just some boy that was helping out in the garage. We never actually named him, I don't think. But Tony sucked his finger. Right?
You lick it, you own it, right?
Is that how?
Oh,
Is that how it works?
Next meal.
Well, with vampires, maybe.
Oh my goodness! So, Oscar and Gray are currently hood up on Gray's Accord or Tony's Accord, and they're checking the engine. They've faked an issue. There's nothing wrong with that car. They are
I just
worried
wanna
Ray
know
though.
thinks
what's-
there's something
Yeah,
wrong with
No,
the
because I
car.
was looking
That's
for
right.
a contraption.
That's right.
Or I want someone to look for a contraption.
Yes, a contraption, and then
I'm pretty sure you weren't doing
Jacque?
anything.
Jacques and Beau are looking
I
at
was
the
just yelling.
motorcycle, and Jacques is trying to pitch him the idea that he needs like a paint job done on it.
Yeah.
Then Gavin arrives in his sort of old school Chevelle muscle car. It's not yellow and black. It's actually black with white stripes, but I couldn't find that. So this is what you get.
So it's not Bumblebee.
No. And he's like,
I
yo.
say that looks like a Camaro.
I know. I think this
Definitely.
is
Are
a
there-
Bumblebee Camaro.
Are there bodies in the trunk of that one too?
Listen,
I'm just curious.
there might be. I know you can all role play, so just it's a black car with white stripes.
Can we though?
Nope, there's no more. I'm not taking any more questions on the subject. And then Gavin's like, hey, Dad, like, move that car. I can't get into the parking lot. Which all of a sudden triggered a black pickup truck roaring up. A number of, for lack of a better term, soldiers, like they're in black fatigues. You can see them carrying guns, get out. And a number of flashbangs are thrown into the parking lot. If you're not familiar with a flashbang is, it's basically a grenade that lets off a big flash of light and goes bang. And the idea is to stun and disorient. Okay? So that's where we left off. So this is our first combat of our vampire story here. It's about to get real. What I'd like everyone to first of all do is you're going to make a roll for me here. And it's going to use two attributes. It's going to use stamina and resolve. And this will be reduced by 1 for Jacques. But the difficulty from the flashbang is a 3. That's where it starts. So you're rolling stamina plus resolve. No modifiers. You can put it at difficulty 3. Jacques can leave it at difficulty 2. And let's see what we get here.
Oh, good.
Where's stamina? Oh no, never mind. I found it. Okay.
Okay.
Uh,
Well,
stamina.
Gray, you see these things clink across the ground and sort of get down, maybe even cover your ears. And as they go off, you rolled, you had a possibility there for 2 bestial failures, but not to worry. You're A-OK.
Pool size modifiers 0,
0.
sorry, and difficulty 1, right?
No, 2 for you. 3 was the difficulty, but 2 for you.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Okay, great.
Okay, and Jacques manages to do the same, realizes that these. However, Tony, who's back in the garage and looking out like, what the hell is going on out there, is suddenly like the flashbang goes off and there's a deafening bang. What is your hunger currently at?
3.
Okay, no, that's okay. I'm not going to ask for a frenzy check on 3s. So,
4.
next, I would like to know what the 3 of you are going to do here on your turn, because that we don't roll for initiative. Based on your actions, that decides who goes first here. So what is the plan? You can see 3 men dressed in fatigues. They're carrying rifles or shotguns. It's difficult to tell. It's all happening so fast. The dotted line around the edge here, this is a chain link fence. Okay? And then there's sort of a concrete wall that separates the property from the adjacent property that runs down the right side of the map. We can assume the parking lot is fairly well lit. There's some lights in it. Yeah. What would let's just start with Jacque. What do we think Jacque is going to do?
Well, I'm trying to. My character sheet's a little wonky right now. I'm trying to find the thing. I think that because obviously we've now clearly understood we're being attacked. Even Jacque
Yes.
understands. Yeah. So I think he has this thing where he can extend claws to do massive
Yes.
damage.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm gonna start with that.
Okay, so you're going to use your protein ability for feral weapons. So
Yep.
that does require a rouse check from you. So can we get a rouse check?
Yep. We sure can. Okay. 1 second here. Wow, that went better than I thought it was going to.
So that's successful. You don't get any hungrier. So, immediately these claws elongate out of your fingertips, and these will inflict an extra 2 damage to damage when you hit. It's also considered lethal damage, so it's not like bludgeoning with fists. It's serious. And then that doesn't take up your whole turn. Like, you activate that as the turn the claws grow. What would you like to do?
So we've had where we can see these folks coming in, right?
Yes.
They're still in their vehicles?
No, they're out of their vehicles. 1 got out of the cab of the vehicle. 2 got out of the back of the pickup truck. And then a 4th got out of the driver's seat and has brought a gun to bear from the other side of the truck.
Okay, I'm going to try to
Now, I will warn you that if you run for melee, ranged attacks will happen first.
Okay, so they'll be able to shoot first before I get
as you
them,
come
right?
in. That's correct.
Okay. Is it something that we'd understand whether we'd been properly spotted yet or not? I mean, I realize that in scoping the place out.
Well, you've been spotted in that they know you're there, but you're not sure that, I can tell you that you don't think their focus is on you.
Okay, then in that case, I'm probably going to start kind of trying to sneakily sneak around.
Like, if you want, you can charge them. If their attention is elsewhere, you might not be the one they shoot at, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, fair. Okay, well then, in that case, I will. I'll just go straight ahead.
So you're going to be,
it's fine.
You're going to be charging right ahead. How about you there, Gray? What are you going to do?
I would like to dominate Oscar and tell him and push him around me. So basically trade places with him.
Yes.
And the command that I'm going to give him is to stop them.
Okay.
Which I realize his actual ability to do so is probably not super great.
Sure.
But I just want him to be a distraction.
Okay, so we're going to use your dominate ability to compel, right? So you do require eye contact. So you look at him. There is no need for a check on this. And no roll is required against an unprepared mortal, which means he does what you tell him to do.
Great. I'm grabbing him by the collar and kind of swiveling around so that I'm in front of this car instead, basically. And I'm shoving him, saying, "Go stop them."
All right. And how about you, Tony? What's your plan for this turn? Mindy's on one side of the garage. If you remember, Mindy came in and caught you talking to yourself, and you tried to throw her a line that you were the new girl that was coming to work next week, but she thought she saw through that bullshit.
Because I'm cuckoo bananas right now.
So what is your plan then? Kieran's standing beside you still.
And I was taken off guard by all the comings and goings outside, right?
Yes, but you remember I gave you an opportunity to succeed and you would be caught totally off guard. And you did not take that bargain. So you can react and do things this turn.
Alrighty. I'm going to try grab the whatever of Kieran is there because I'm still
okay.
wackadoodle and try and duck for cover. I'm
Inside the garage?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
gonna look for a desk or something to duck
Well,
under.
there were some cars being worked
behind.
on, so you could always use them as...
Yeah, I'm gonna find something to hide behind for now, because I ain't strong.
You could just hop in a car and start driving over the Inquisition.
If there's a key.
Okay, so let's do this. So Oscar gets pushed forward, and you're like, go take care of them.
Mhm.
And,
Little old man.
and he immediately folds to that. So I'm going to start with the gunfire. So a number of rounds are fired, and you see their focus is on Gavin. Okay? The one that looks like he might be the lead sort of moves up to the edge of the car. Gavin is getting down and trying to avoid, like basically doing a merry-go-round on the car to try to avoid them hitting him, okay? Two of them go this way shooting, and they do hit him. You see some rounds hit Gavin, and he awkwardly falls between the two cars. All right? As Oscar charges forward, this woman who got out of the pickup truck, she comes forward, and she shoots him.
She looks like Ashley Johnson from afar.
Does she?
I realize.
He does with a short haircut.
Oh, okay. Maybe not.
No,
Maybe not.
I
up
can
close,
see
but
it.
There's
still see
something.
it.
I can see it.
There's something
I can see it.
about
So-
the face that's like.
So
"Oh, that's
Ashley,
Johnson."
look at me, comes around the front of the truck and hits Oscar with a round to
Great.
put him in his place. And this guy here, he begins to like, he's getting something out from under his, he has a longer sort of jacket, and he's getting some sort of a piece of equipment out from under his jacket.
Oh no.
Jacque, where
Yep.
is Jacques going to go? So Jacques goes flying up here beside the car. He sees Gavin get hit. Definitely 2 bullets hit Gavin as he sort
Okay.
of falls.
Am I
between the two
anywhere
cars.
near this guy that's like pulling something out of his coat?
Yes, you can totally go for him. Do you want to do that?
I am totally going for that guy, yeah.
Okay. So let's do this. You're going to roll a brawl
Okie dokie.
plus strength check.
Sweet. It's my time to shine, hopefully.
And
okay.
before you do that, if you would like, you can do something called rouse the blood for this turn. You would make a rouse check, but it would give you +2 dice on the pool.
I think I better not.
Okay.
Yep.
No.
Pool size modifier 0
Yes.
and difficulty 2, right?
Actually, I'm going to tell you the difficulty. Just a sec.
Okay.
So for this particular NPC, the difficulty that we need is 3.
Okay. Good enough. Okay. Submit. Sweet.
Okay, so we have a total of
Nice.
4 successes. So for every success, you go over the difficulty. That's an extra point of damage.
Okay.
So you hit him,
Mhm.
and for an extra 1, your claws do 2. So that's a total of 3. And
Yeah.
this is lethal damage, which means if we were putting that on our boxes, it would be squares. Vampires wouldn't take lethal damage from this, but this is square damage. So this guy, that's no joke. That's no joke. He cries out in pain, and whatever he's struggling with, as you hit him, he falls back into the side of the truck, and he drops it. And what you see is what looks like a gun, maybe almost like a garden sprayer or something, and it has a hose attached to it going up under his jacket.
Okay, I'm gonna grab it. How? I think we better like disable
I
this,
don't know.
right?
Sounds like a flame.
So
I guess it depends on the.
So there's
Okay, I can grab it.
There's our first round. Beautifully done. Just so you guys are aware, in Vampire we do what's called 3 and out. So after 3 rounds of combat's resolved, we are just going to narrate how the battle goes based off of what remains there. So, second round, poor Oscar is down on a knee as he was shot in the thigh. What would Gray, what are you going to do this turn?
I'm taking out my phone.
Yes.
I'm gonna start filming, and I'm gonna start on the side on the right so that I can try to get as many. I'm gonna zoom in to try and get as many other faces as possible, and keep Jacque out of the first part of the video.
Okay, so just on the map here, let's get back in here a bit. So you're coming around to this side of the car. Is that correct?
Yeah, but kind of crouching.
Yeah, staying low, and you don't want Jacque in your recording.
Right. At first. Yeah.
Okay, I like it. So you start to record.
Yeah.
And what is Jacque going to do this turn? This guy in front of you is bleeding.
Right. Is that something where I'm going to have to try to do some kind of frenzy check question, Jeremy? Because I'm at 4.
Are you at hunger 4?
I'm at hunger 4.
Yeah, probably on your turn we're going to have to make a hunger check. But if you don't lose your crap, what would you like to do?
If I'm not down to like
Ryan, thank you for the subscription.
Go check out Canadian Dice, everyone.
Hey.
That's we're talking about murdering people.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna try to grab whatever that gun is and probably shoot that guy with it. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're gonna.
I mean, Jacque's not.
You're gonna grab that.
But
you're gonna
Jacque's not
grab
really
that
smart.
gun.
I love it.
You're gonna grab that gun that's attached to
Here.
that hose, and then you're gonna try to shoot the guy against the truck with it. Okay.
100%.
All right. And how about you, Antoinette? What are we doing back in there?
I'm gonna assume that I've kind of regained my.
Kieran's
fury
behind the car
right now.
with you. He's like, "What the hell is going on?"
I'm going to attempt to make a move outside and see what's going on.
I should say that Mindy last round ran back up into the office, keeping her head down, and this poor bugger has run back into the garage.
Damn. I'm trying to figure out what she's gonna be good for in this kind of a situation. Jesus.
Drive the car.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if the car that I've gotten into has keys.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to start the car up and drive out towards where Gray is.
I love it. Okay.
See if we can make a clean getaway.
So listen.
Leaving Jacque behind.
Get you!
Please don't run over me.
Well, you're not gonna leave your bike, right? I mean,
Right?
your bike.
Right?
Is this car more sensible than a Toyota Camry?
No, it is
I
not.
don't know.
It looks in rough shape. You know what? I need
what we want to know.
I need to put us into break.
It's an Omni.
I need to put us
It's a
into break
1980s Omni.
for 1 second. We'll be right back. We're back. I apologize. We're here. Okay, so Jacque, I'm going to start with you because you're in melee. So this is going to happen before anything else else goes off here. Can you? So you grab the nozzle.
Yeah. So how does this thing work? Is it like a
It's
gun?
it's sort of like a two-handled gun, and there's a hose going up under this guy's jacket. And so do you just point it at him and pull the trigger?
I step back as far as I can, pointed at
Yeah,
him,
not
and pull
much.
the
There's
trigger.
not
Yes.
much hose there. So you get back as
I'm getting ready to throw this on him if fire starts coming out, so the whole thing can just go up in flames,
well.
and I can just
you
like.
guessed it right. So what I want you to roll is your firearms, and I'm gonna let you use your strength because you're kind of pulling it away
Great.
from him. So firearms
Yep.
strength.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, second attribute, strength. Submit, pool size modifier 0, and difficulty 2.
Difficulty is 2, yeah, because difficulty is 3, but that's okay. Okay.
Okay, I just rolled it as a
So not only did we fail, we have a bestial failure.
Oh no.
sweet. Okay. Yeah.
So what could go wrong?
What could go wrong? I'm only going up in flames. It's fine.
Okay. So
Suddenly Tony's
just
going through
wanted to cook your
PTSD
meal
again,
first.
and
Lightly sauteed.
so here we go.
having a barbecue, no big deal.
Stop, drop, and roll. You know, it's gonna be fine.
If people could hear the things that we say out of this
Thank
public
goodness they can't.
out of stream.
Oh my man,
So here's what I'm going to do.
it's fine.
I'm just going to bump your hunger by 1. And I'm
Some
immediately
of which frenzy then?
and I'm immediately going to ask you to make a resist frenzy roll as well.
Okay, so did
Oh
you
my
bump it
God.
already, or do I need to bump
No,
it?
you need to bump it, which I think takes you to hunger 5.
It does. So now I do just the rouse check, or do I
No,
is it something else?
no, don't worry about arouse. Just a resist frenzy check.
Resist frenzy check. Oh, there it is. Okay, got it. Okay.
I'm not sure what the difficulty is
Difficulty.
yet, so you just go ahead and roll it, and we'll take a look here.
Okay,
We did,
so
we
2
did have
is
a
fine
decreased
for now.
difficulty from Artemis.
Did
in
we
the
have a
chat.
decrease?
Yeah.
For
Well,
Jacques.
that was very kind of her to do that, but
Yeah.
let's take a look here. Okay, so Jacques, you got your resist frenzy failed because you only got
did.
1. Because of the fire. Okay. So I'm going to give you a choice here, Jacques.
Okay.
I'm going to let you make this choice.
Okay.
The opponent in front of you has a major wound from your claws. There is a lot of blood. In which point, you're welcome to lean into your hunger frenzy.
Okay.
The alternative is the fire is terrifying, and you can lean into your terror frenzy. So
What is a terror frenzy?
Terror frenzy is probably going to mean you're going to run.
Okay. Is the guy on fire?
He is totally engulfed in flame, as is the side of the truck.
I think I'm gonna go with the terror frenzy
Okay.
in this particular case. Yep. Rather than a hot snack.
That's not the kind of hot
while
snack
in
we
a
like.
While in a terror frenzy, the vampire flees from the source of danger without regard to anyone or anything in its way. And the terror frenzy ends when the vampire can no longer perceive any danger or when the scene ends.
Okay.
And Ryan from Canadian Dice just increased your difficulty on your next roll by 1.
Thanks,
Jacques.
Ryan. Go
Harsh.
check out Canadian Dice, everyone.
So, I'm going to say that you flee down the street.
Fair.
Okay.
Like your bike.
Next up, could we have Gray?
Yeah.
Gray, can you give me a... Let's see. Let's do technology and composure to get the video that you're trying to get.
Okay. Technology composure.
Technology composure.
Difficulty 2? Still?
Sure. I mean, the more successes you get, the better the video is going to be. Okay. You bobble getting your phone out. Actually, you know
I
what?
don't throw it.
I am gonna offer you a success with consequences. As this guy here is rounding the car, I will let you get him on tape. I will let you get his face just like you wanted. But he is going to see you and your face poking around the side of this car with your camera.
Yeah.
You're going to take that deal? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Last but not least, Kieran looks at you like, what are you doing? Tony, give me a drive composure check. What could go wrong?
A lot of things, apparently. Difficulty 2?
Sure. Okay. So
We are all doing well.
Our dice love us tonight.
Doing great. Doing great.
just keep on swimming, keep on swimming.
Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Sweet and sour chicken.
So listen. Gray. This car comes flying out of the bay all of a sudden and damn near hits you.
Oh my god!
But the driver managed to roll well enough that it comes to a stop right beside. Oh, actually, you only got one success.
It does hit me, doesn't it? Knocks you over and runs over your phone.
Holding it.
Exactly.
Don't give him any ideas!
Yeah,
I'm risking my own stupid face
You
for
know what?
this.
She's crouched down. You don't see her. You hit Gray.
Yeah, that's true.
And you knock her forward. You knock her forward.
No.
Now, these two guys come around the side of the car. This guy here goes to shoot Gavin again, but Gavin jumps up from behind the car very, very quickly. And the two of them begin to struggle, and they go against, they're on the hood of that car. This second guy comes up, and rather than shooting, Gray, from your prone position, you see him pull a wooden stake out. And he tries to stab it into Gavin while Gavin is preoccupied with his partner here. This girl runs in. Actually, we'll do that next. Let's first of all see. Let's see what goes on here. So
We need to pull it together, man.
we're doing a check here.
We probably should before we game. Say.
What?
So we probably should have eaten
Before we game.
Just saying.
Hindsight's 2020. You know?
I should have taken a peek
Yep.
from Kieran's book and just ate that secretary.
No.
Yep.
Whoa!
So,
That's not
so
good!
in order to get a heart hit, you need 5 successes on a stake attack. This second soldier gets 6. And he pins
Goodbye,
Gavin to the hood of his car. The woman comes in and she has a pistol in hand, and she executes poor Oscar, who is kneeling on the ground. As the old man tries to get up, she just puts the gun right against his forehead and pulls the trigger. There is a massive red spray that just hits the side of Tony's car.
Not the Camry.
It's all over the window and the paint.
Not the Camry.
Okay. Final round here.
Oscar.
Can we get some F's in chat for old man Oscar?
Oh, gotta put his face up there looking all stupid like that. Just
Thank you for the F's in chat. Listen, so this turn, Jacque, you're still running because the side of the truck is on fire. Like, you can still see the fire if you look back. What are we doing there?
Sorry, I was reading the chat box.
Gray.
Okay, yeah.
You're running, Jacque. You have no choice. You can still see the fire, and you're tearing ass down the street.
Yeah, fair. My athletics are good, so I'm running fast.
Oh, I know. I know. You are booking it.
You're
Not
welcome,
good.
everyone.
This is not good.
Gray, the car has pulled up. You can see Tony in the front seat. This is not a nice Camry. This is an old school. I'm going to say it's an old Monte Carlo.
Oh God.
nice.
It doesn't even have a paint job done.
Economy.
It doesn't even have a
With
paint
a gray
job
size
done.
dent in the front.
Okay.
If it makes any difference,
gonna
chat
do-
says, and I quote, Gray, don't be brave and dumb. Be alive and
I'm
dumb.
gonna do something. I'm gonna do something.
Sure.
Yes.
Chat says that for Gray, but not for Jacque.
Well, first I have
Or
to stand
Tony,
up
for that
because-
matter.
Yes.
First I
yes.
have to stand up because I just got hit by a car.
Yes.
Uh,
It wasn't really a hard hit. It was just enough that you didn't see it coming, though, and knocked you off balance.
sure.
Sorry.
Drop your phone.
I'm gonna stand up. I've got my phone like this.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And I'm
In my
gonna look
defense,
at
I have
the.
a punk in my head.
I'm gonna look at the woman that executed Oscar,
Yes.
and I'm going to shout at her "Hey!" Get her attention,
Yes.
and use my what is it called? Entrancement.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And tell her to lay down on the ground.
Okay.
But presumably when she looks at me, I get a good look at her face on the camera, hopefully.
Hopefully.
If it's still running.
I'm not really, that's not the full point of this. It's more to get her to look at me.
yes. So you're going to use your entrancement ability.
Mm-hmm.
Now, entrancement is only going to... This is just going to add to your dice pool for social skills with them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so should I be using compel instead? Is that what you
What
mean?
is, what is your end goal? You want her to lay on the
want her-
ground?
I want her to
think-
lay on the
Yeah,
ground.
that is definitely more compel.
Okay. Then I'll do that.
Okay. So listen. No roll is required. She is a mortal.
I'm just gonna say, lay down, you freaking murderer! And I'm gonna.
And I would
jump in
like
the
I would
backseat of
like
the
you
car.
Okay, I would like you to give me another technology composure roll to see if you get that picture.
Put something in technology. Well,
Yeah,
No.
you don't think you got a good one, but you're more concerned with your life, and you run and jump in the back of the car. What is Tony going to be doing this turn? You're pretty sure you could back through that chain link fence if you needed to, Tony. If that helps. There's also room down the side of the building into the back part of the lot as well.
You said that this dude actually saw her face.
The dude with the hat, yes, who's struggling with, was struggling with Gavin until the other guy came around and put the stake through him.
Can I use my cloud memory on him and ask him to forget and tell him to forget her face?
Let's take a look at that
before we leave.
You shouldn't let me play evil characters.
So,
especially evil characters that are supposed to be not harming things.
Not that.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing, Tony. For him to see you, you're going to have to back the car up to about here. Now, if you would like to stop the car there, yell at him to look at you, and then say "forget," we can see if you pull that off.
Just run him over, Tony.
Can I back it up to run over the blonde?
If you would like, you can just back it up and try to go through the blonde, through the fence, and onto the street. Do we want to do that?
Yeah.
Don't hit me when you're coming out.
Well, you ran the other way.
Okay. So listen, I'd like you to make a drive dexterity.
You went that way. You went that way.
You make a drive dexterity check to see if you can hit that girl as you back out.
With the way I'm rolling, probably not, but we'll see. Okay, drive.
Ryan's like, don't hit Oscar. You back over the
He's
dead.
already dead.
He's already dead. Oh God.
Tony, I will let you succeed at this roll, but you do back over Oscar as well, further mutilating the body.
I think we're not getting any boons out of the situation from Gavin. Just saying.
Gavin's already dead.
Oh, fair. Okay, yeah.
Technically, if you get staked, he's
he's
paralyzed. He's in what's called torpor, which means he's paralyzed. Would you like to accidentally run over poor old man Oscar as well?
What?
You did get one success, but to get what we need another one.
In the name of Kieran, let's do it for the punk.
Okay, so you do that.
Just go for it.
You hit this. You hit
Thanks,
this
honey.
girl.
He said he doesn't care. Thank you, honey.
You line that girl up in your rearview mirror, and you do see her get hit. She tries to get out of the way, but you still clip her significantly. But there is a bone-crunching squish as you back up.
God.
And Kieran, who's in the passenger seat, looks at you, and he's like, I think that was his head.
We'll hook him up with a discount from the funeral.
This guy. So now what they do this turn is this guy leaves Gavin alone on the hood where his buddy is here. His buddy backs away as well. As they do, though, they're going to let 2 shots off at the car. One from a shotgun and the other from a pistol. And we're going to see if they're aiming for the driver. Maybe you know her. Maybe. Let's see here. So I would like Tony to give me a dexterity athletics check to see if she can get down under the dash in time before these rounds hit her. We're going to make this roll twice, and the difficulty is 4 on both rolls.
This is not good.
And Almiron has decreased the difficulty on one of those checks by 1. So,
Okay.
so the first one you needed 4, you got 1 success. It's decreased by 1 though. So the first one is a 2-point success, and now roll the next one.
Athletics, dexterity. And that's also difficulty 4. Okay.
No successes on the next one. Okay. So the first round hits you. It had 2 successes. The type of round they're using gives them +3 on damage. So that's 5 damage. Vampires are particularly good, though, at taking bullets because it's just blunt trauma damage and their bodies are already dead. So we half that damage. So the 5 drops to 3. So you're going to put 3 slashes on your health bar.
So that's
not the square.
one box
not
and
the
a
square.
slash?
Nope. Just 3 slashes.
Okay.
Okay. The second round, though, hits Tony in the head. It does a total of 7 damage, which would kill a mortal. But you're a vampire. So again, we half it. That's 4, and it does 4 slashes of damage. So you only have 3 boxes left. So we're going to fill those 3 with slashes.
Okay.
And then one of the boxes gets kicked up to a full box.
Okay.
As your head is just ringing from the impact of the shell off your skull. You also see this final man stagger forward, pick up the hose that Jacque, and he's still on fire, this guy, and he essentially coats down the front of the car in flames before falling to the ground. With 3 and out, we're done now. So, Tony, are we driving away?
Am I still able to drive?
Yes.
So my character sheet just turned fully red in the physical attributes.
Yes. So
I don't know what that means.
So if you make a physical roll now, you'll be at minus. It'll automatically deduct 2 dice off the pool for strength, dex, or stamina rolls.
Okay.
Until you get 1 clean box there.
Okay.
You're still able to drive. Would you like to drive?
Sure.
Okay. So Kieran's not beside you anymore all of a sudden.
I wonder why.
Gray, you're in the back seat. What's Gray yelling or doing?
I'm trying to tell Tony to pull into, like, get ahead of Jacque and pull into an alley so that Jacque can get in the car also.
Okay, so you're going to try to run down Jacque?
Yeah. Well, just
I know you're not running him
Next,
down. But... Hey, Jacque,
Yes.
Jacque, do me a favor. Give me a stealth dexterity check.
Okie dokie.
If we can even find him.
And there is going to be a modifier on this, so just 1 second.
Second attribute, dexterity, submit. Not a pool size modifier, the other modifier, right?
Yeah. The pool size modifier.
Okay, I'm gonna start that again. 1 second.
Yeah, go ahead and start again.
So stealth, second attribute, dexterity, submit. So pool size modifier.
I'm gonna give you a +3 to this roll because you are in frenzy. You are running for your life.
Okay, so submit and then difficulty 2. Yep. Okay.
Okay. As you drive up the street, you don't know where he went, but he is gone.
Okay. Well, then just get the heck out of here. Let's go back to my place, I guess. In the most roundabout way possible.
As you say that to Tony, you see that like Tony's head is really like it's
Or maybe pull
it's
over and let
damaged.
me drive, I guess.
Tony, if you would like to try to pull on the power of your blood to heal yourself, you're welcome to do that, but we need to make rouse checks.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
I would like to. Yeah, I would like to do that.
So you have a choice here. You can heal 1 slash for 1 rouse, or a full box you can heal for 3 rouse checks.
Let's try to do the 3. Could go really
Now,
bad.
what's your hunger currently at?
I'm at 3.
Okay.
I'm in the back seat, right? I'm in the back seat.
Yes, you're in the back
Ready
seat.
with the door handle to like roll out.
So
ready to like
So
brace
you
myself.
you drive up a bit, Tony, and you pull over and you begin to try to heal that damage. Go ahead and roll me your first rouse check. It's successful. Let's roll your second one. That's a fail. Let's roll your last one. It's also a fail, so we're at 5 hunger now. But you watch, Gray, as sort of bones and skin knit themselves back together, and Tony's head sort of pulls itself back into place, and she's looking far better. You can remove the full square, Tony, from your box.
Right. Good to drive.
Well, the splitting headache certainly is better.
And you have a bullet in your chest somewhere, sort of up in your collarbone shoulder area.
I have a rudimentary first aid kit at the church. Community center.
Only I was hidden right now.
There's no blood. You've used all that up. There's just a hole.
Dig it out.
Now, the plan was originally tonight you were going to drive over to Peaches. You decided to go to OG Automotive before going to Peaches. So what's your plan now?
Like a text about the vegetable section exploding at the grocery store.
Do you just say fuck
A
it?
whole aisle of kombucha.
I don't think it's a good I don't think it's a good idea to keep Jackie.
I mean,
Yep.
we should just go.
Waiting.
Jessica,
Jessica. Rabbit.
the Baroness.
Waiting.
Let's go over there.
I just
Might
had a
as well.
bullet in my head. Give me a break.
I'll text Jacques and say, continuing to our
Jacques,
next.
where the hell is Jacques?
I mean, I don't know. I didn't see. Continuing
Nighttime
to
run.
Yeah. Continuing to our final destination. Love you, sweetie. Peaches, peaches, peaches.
Tony, do you drive straight there?
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe keeping an eye out for Jacques on the way. I mean,
All right. Well, you look in the rearview mirror for a moment, and you see
I was gonna say, are they following us?
Kieran's in the back seat with Gray.
Oh.
nice of you to show up again.
You don't know who she's talking to, Gray.
What? Can I? And I look like I'm looking for them. Are they following us? Is any kind of
Okay, so
truck
you
or
look
anything?
back to see.
Did Jacques finally catch up to you guys?
Give me a streetwise intelligence check.
Maybe not the person to do this, but what you gonna do?
What you gonna do?
What you gonna do?
You don't see anybody back there.
You think Gray's streetwise?
Kieran says to you, Tony, don't be daft. You're gonna have to take a long way around, and keep an eye for a tail. And Gray can't see me, you know that. It's just you and me.
I'm just yelling back up like,
And then he's gonna motion to you, and he's gonna go like, sweet and sour.
Chicken. And I'm gonna take a left turn where I was supposed to
You
take
just
a
say
right.
chicken? Gray, you just hear her say chicken, and she turns the corner. and Kieran disappears. We're gonna close the scene there. We're gonna say that you arrive at Peaches and you report everything you can to the Baroness, and the Baroness brings in someone for Tony to feed on.
Thank
Saying
God.
Tony's in a bad way. Is Tony okay with feeding on one of the women?
No.
So you like...
Yeah, okay, yes. But as long as the woman is okay with me
It's consensual.
reading her first.
Reading her? Okay.
Like seeing if I can get a premonition off
Your
her
premonition? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What are you looking for exactly?
To see how she's treated. See if she's abused or...
Yeah, as you use your Auspex ability and try and get a premonition from her, you feel like she's been used to feed many vampires. She doesn't seem to have a problem with it. For her, it's like, as I said, it's sort of a relaxing, almost ecstasy-filled but she has certainly seen her fair share of vampires here at the club that the Baroness has used her for. That being said, you can see that she has an apartment. She has a little boy at home. And the two of them, you get the sense that she's happy.
Okay. Then I'm fine with it.
Okay. How many are you going to take? How many? One or two?
Only two.
Only two? So I would like
Only
you
two.
I would like you to make a resist frenzy check as you begin to feed at level 5.
Is it still difficulty 2?
Yeah. I don't think anybody changed your difficulties. Okay. You managed to pull yourself away after 2. And you feel like her name is Gloria, and you feel like Gloria is going to sleep it off here for the rest of the night. Jessica tells the two of you, you're going to need to lie low for a little while. We're going to need to try to find out the identities of these.
I was going to say, can I give them the actual, send them...
So you have a picture of
a copy of the video
sort of the
or whatever?
lead that came around the car first. You did not get a good picture. The picture of the woman is so blurred, like the camera was moving, and you did not get enough of that.
I'll just send them the full file so they can try to mess with it and see what they can get if they have techie people. I don't know.
Awesome.
And then can I also, while I'm getting them that file, emailing it to them, can I make a duplicate of that file and trim it to before vampire stuff starts happening and send it to...
Did you catch any vampire stuff happening? I'm trying to think.
I mean, well, I was trying to keep
Yeah, you did not
I was trying to
you
keep
did not
Jacque out
catch
of it.
you did not catch Jacque in the shot.
But then I was like on the ground when they staked a person.
Yeah,
and-
that was not caught either. You basically just
Okay.
got the 2 Inquisitors coming around the back of the vehicle, the leader first.
Great. Okay. Then I'll just send either like a screenshot of that or
Okay.
something to Officer like
Oh, you're going to send that over to Officer Leggett.
and say saw these shady guys in the neighborhood. Someone told me they attacked someone.
Okay. So listen,
They sent me this picture.
Let's do this. So you send the information off to that. So let's go forward a night here now. So you and Tony make it back to your abodes that night. If I can have both of you make a rouse check for me for the new night. So, Tony, you are really hungry again when you wake up. Jacque, you wake up and you're at 0 hunger.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
You're not in your bed. You're in what you think is some sort of drainage culvert.
Like you do.
At the end of the culvert, you can see it's nighttime, and there's trees and bushes out the end of the culvert.
Okay.
Lying.
Are there any obvious
there's,
bodies around?
Yes, there's a man lying beside you in the culvert.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
He's not doing well,
will-
Jacque.
Yeah.
And-
1 second.
and-
So I'm gonna
and-
take my
There's a fair amount
Hunger down to 1.
Yeah, you can take your hunger down to 0.
the 0. Okay. Okay. How do I do that actually?
Will it let you not clear the last one?
No.
Okay, I'll go do that. I'm pretty sure
Okay.
I can do it.
Okay. Okay. So is this a situation where, like, if I get this guy to a hospital fast enough, he might make it?
Sure, give me a first aid intelligence check. Or if you
Excellent.
if you have it, actually, just a sec. I think it's not first aid, medicine, a medicine intelligence check.
This is gonna be amazing.
Oh no.
Thanks, Jeremy. Okay, pool size modifier 0.
Yep.
Okay, difficulty 2.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a 0 out of 2 successes there.
Oh no.
You know it, doctor.
You're not
do
sure.
I? Okay, yeah.
You're not sure. He seems pretty cold though.
Might be best just to leave him here. I don't know. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to just kind of go and scope out the area.
Okay.
Have a look around for like cameras that might be visible, that kind of thing.
Okay. So the end of the
Yep.
culvert appears to have once had a cage or a set of bars that would keep people out, but those have been
Unceremoniously ripped off as of last night.
yeah, it's open.
Yeah. Surprise.
You're looking
Okay.
out. You're looking out into what you soon recognize that this is the Humber Creek. It runs down through a ravine into the Humber River, and then down the Humber River into the lake to the south of the city.
Okay.
You're not far from your dad's house. Your dad's house backs onto the creek.
Perfect. Am I aware of like any, I don't know, like places in the neighborhood, folks without homes or things like that that I could kind of leave this guy someplace close to that someone might find him?
Not that you're aware of. Like, there's no. Your dad lived in a pretty. Your dad had some money. He lived in a pretty good area of town. Like. On the
Emily, I see you.
On the plus side, you don't see any cameras. Like, there's not cameras in the ravine or anything like that.
Okay, well that's good. Is there a road nearby?
Yeah, you're gonna have to climb up out of the ravine, but certainly.
Okay, so I'm gonna bring him with me. I guess I'm not sure what I okay. Given my stunning roll that I just made, yes, using my intelligence and my medicine.
Yes.
Do I just think he's dead? Like, is this basically what's going on here?
You think he's mostly dead?
That's my technical term.
Like, you're not sure.
Okay.
He's mostly dead.
So your medicine check was to see if he could be saved, and you don't.
Mostly dead means they're slightly alive.
A little bit.
You really
right.
You couldn't get a read, but he is very cold, and you don't think that that's a particularly good sign.
A band-aid is not going to help here. Okay, got it. Yeah. Okay, so I guess I just leave him in the culvert then. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I head home.
Okay.
Yep.
So you got a text message. What was sent to Jacque last night? Someone said they text Jacque. So what did you?
Just a bunch of peaches.
Just a bunch of
and
peaches.
Exclamation point.
Yeah, it was like going on to the next pub. See you there.
Oh,
Peach,
yeah.
peach, peach. Something like
Where'd
that.
you go?
Very, very, very sly.
Hope you're
Start the pub
okay.
crawl.
I like that. Okay, well, let's wrap.
Everything's in code for Grey.
Let's wrap that there. We're gonna go to break, and when we come back, there's some things that you guys wanted to deal with, and maybe there's some aftermath that has to be dealt with here. We'll be right back.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What could you possibly mean?
Yeah.
So listen, everybody's going to wake up for this night. And it doesn't take long, maybe you turn the radio on or the television. Jacque is getting in from a startling sort of
Meal.
Yeah. A startling ending to the night before. And all of you can see all over the news that OG Automotive has burnt to the ground last night. There's fire trucks there. And they make note that this is just another fire in a very, there's been a number of strange events like this around the city. They mention Kieran's apartment. They mention the Hard Swallow Bar mysteriously having a fire, and now OG Auto Body. And they make note that the fire at OG Auto Body, 4 bodies were found burnt in the fire. Further investigations are being investigated. So, Gray, you wake and one of your supplicants, I believe we call them, comes and gets you and lets you know that there's 2 police officers upstairs wanting to have a word with you.
Worse. I'll go straight up.
All right. So you see Officer Leggett and another police officer waiting upstairs. They nod to you. They're like, and Officer Leggett's like, Gray. How would he know? Would he know your last name?
Probably.
He sort of formally says to you then, Ms. Fairbairn, is that correct?
Yes, that's right.
I got your text message. This is my partner, Officer Robinson. We'd
Hello.
just like to go through the information that you you sent us. Where did you get this video from?
Well, someone sent it to me, and they had told me that they had seen some more of those trucks in the area, and I know you had mentioned it too, Officer Leggett, that they had been around more, and you had seen some more. And then, they sent me that video, but...
Do you know where this was taken? It's kind of difficult to tell. It's dark.
Some sort of, I don't know, car place or something? I think they said.
They both look at each other. Like
acting so clueless, like I don't even watch the news.
Yeah, they both look at each other with some realization of what you've said there. Can I have Gray roll a subterfuge manipulation check for me? As she's clearly not telling the truth.
What?
To us, but oh, look at you. A messy critical. Oh, jeez. It gets better, everybody.
This is the thing I'm good at. I'm actually good at it.
Yeah. So with our messy critical, it comes into your mind there, Gray, that, you need to take control of this situation. You can't have these police pushing you around and telling you, what to do, and they're beneath you, after all.
Of course.
So,
now, gentlemen,
yeah, go ahead.
I don't like, whoever they are, they looked very aggressive. I don't like that these are people that are coming around our neighborhood and snooping around in our places, especially after that woman was killed. Now, I expect you to take care of this, because this is supposed to be a nice neighborhood, and you're very nice officers, and I do believe that you have the capacity to handle this situation. Is that clear?
Hold on a second, Robinson says. You don't know who sent you this video?
No, it was just, but we have a lot of people coming here. A lot of people have my number.
Well, maybe if I could see your cell phone, I could see who sent it to you.
Well, I didn't recognize the number, so I just deleted it.
And Leggett's like, Gray, we didn't, there's been another...
I saved the video.
There's been another fire. And you know, I don't know if maybe this is linked, but
What kind of fire?
we think there's an arsonist, and Robinson then goes, hey, he goes, no, we can trust her. Like it says, there's been a number of suspicious fires in the Etobicoke area.
Oh, like that bar or whatever it was.
Yeah, the hard
That
swallow.
was a while
Did you
ago,
ever
though.
go there?
No, not really my kind of place. You know what I mean? I mean,
He's like, and then the apartment building just sort of around the corner and up the street here from you.
oh, what?
There was a
I didn't hear about that.
fire there.
Well, you've got me very nervous now. I have people coming in here all the time. How am I supposed to tell them that they're safe to come here?
They both look at you for a long moment.
What? Do you have nothing that I can give them to say the police are looking out for us? They're keeping an eye on it?
Robinson's
At
like,
least?
we're
Can I give them a card?
Settle down. Of course we're looking. Of
Well,
course
I'm
we're looking
sorry. I'm
out.
very nervous. You're sitting here telling me there's fires all over the place and people are dying, and I don't like
We
it.
didn't mention anybody dying.
That guy died at the fire at the bar,
Oh. And Leggett even goes so
and that
far as to
woman
say,
was murdered. That's why you were here.
Leggett
the other
says,
day.
well, it's been on the news. There's been some deaths, certainly.
Yeah, well, not ever this close to my place of business.
At that point, something comes in over their radio, and you don't recognize what the code is or anything. But Robinson says to Leggett, he's like, I'll go check it out in the car.
Can I remember it to look it up later?
Yeah, absolutely. So he heads out to the car, gets in. Leggett's with you alone now. He's like, please tell me that this is not your video.
No, of course not. I just saved it so I could send it to you.
Do you know the man in this video?
No, I wish I did. Could tell people who to look out for. Do you know who it is? Can I give people a name at least?
He looks like he wants to tell you something, but he doesn't. He says, "No, I can't tell you anything about the case."
I am responsible for the people that come here, Officer Leggett.
Well, I understand that, but
And I know you feel the same way about this neighborhood, but
the place where this fire happened is nowhere near here. It's in the northern end of Etobicoke, and you're in a pretty good neighborhood here.
all right. I guess that's fine. But if they're the same people that were driving around here, what the heck did they want with our neighborhood?
I don't know how it's all connected, but there's definitely a connection. The fires, this Delilah woman.
You're sure you can't tell me anything about this guy so I at least know what to look out for? What kind of car he has? Anything? Maybe could I try to use compel?
Sure, you can use compel.
I mean, no one else is in here now, so
That's right. So Gray's going to compel the officer to tell her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me just make sure that's within. I know he's immortal, so he's not going to be able to withstand this. You do have eye contact.
And I think the command will just be like, I need you to tell me about this man so I can protect the people here.
Okay.
Because someone in my flock got the picture of their face.
He says to you that the lead guy with the gun in your video.
Mm.
He was a cop.
What?
He's
Joking.
he's some sort of federal agent, and we're not really able to get into his file.
I just
And you can
now
tell
I know
you can tell that he's
I-
like he's a little taken back by that came out of him.
now, Officer Leggett. I know you are not like this, but I can't stomach people who take advantage of their authority like that. These people are supposed to protect us.
Well, he's not an officer anymore. We don't. He's working for the government in some capacity, though.
The government.
His files are sealed.
Well, that's frustrating. But I guess, I mean, there's not much you can do about that.
He tells you that his name is Horatio Legault.
Okay. Well, I mean, that name doesn't sound familiar to me. I don't know anybody that knows that person. I've certainly never heard that name from anyone in here. But I guess we can keep an ear out for it.
At which point Robinson comes in and sticks his head through the door, and he's like, "Leggett, we got to go on this one."
It was very nice to meet you, officer. I'll try to keep an eye out, I guess, help you some more, but I mean, I don't really go far from this building, you know what I mean? It's kind of the people that come and go from here that give me information, so I don't really know what's going on.
Leggett says, "Well, we'll see what we can find out about your video."
Okay. Can I try to like shake Officer Robinson's hand as well? Because I feel like he doesn't trust me.
Sure. Yeah, you don't think he does.
And can I just use on this guy so he likes me a little better?
Sure. Are we gonna use we're gonna use awe then, and so give me a persuasion.
Okay.
Persuasion charisma, and you can add an extra 3 dice for your presence power.
So that's pool size modifier, right?
Yep.
I'll just, yeah, that's great. I'll just shake his hand and be like, it was very nice to meet you, sir. And I know I'm just a community leader here in this area. And I mean, there's nothing I really can do and nothing I really should do. I don't want to get in danger myself, but
okay.
If you ever need any information, I'm here. I'm available, whatever I can do, you know. And if I hear anything from anyone else that comes in, I'll let you know.
Of course. Gray, right?
Yes, that's me.
And with that, the two of them rush out to their car and they take off with sirens on.
Oh, I'm turning on the news.
Okay.
And I'm Googling what code they said.
Yeah. So the code they said was for a domestic dispute.
Okay.
Okay. Let's go to Tony. Tony, you rise and, you're hungry again. You had a little bit of bite. You had a bite to eat over at Peach's last night, but yeah, you're hungry. And you, just like Gray, have noticed on the news that they are saying there was a fire at OG Automotive and that 4 people died in that fire. There's no mention.
Struck by the
no mention
number.
of any gunshots or.
4. I'm going through my head, Didn't think that I hit the blonde that hard, but I did get shot in the head. Trying to think whether Mindy got killed or not, but guess I can say goodbye to my Camry.
When you drove away, you recall that Mindy had gone and hid in the office.
And I'm assuming I'm at my house.
Yes.
I'm gonna pick up my phone and send a text to Jacque and see if we've located him yet.
So Jacque, you're just getting in the front door when you get this text message from Tony. What does Tony send? Just,
hey, just checking in. Looked like you were on a real bender last night. ...
Jacque? do you reply?
I think you're muted.
I think you're muted there, my French friend.
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah?
Yeah, we got
Yeah,
you.
okay,
Hey, there you go.
Welcome
Okay.
back. So what's your reply?
Thanks. Yeah, and that wasn't the end of the surprises either. I might need your help to go to the cemetery tonight. Are you free?
Absolutely. Just say the word. I'm there, friend.
Yeah, I got
Smiley
to
face.
yeah, I got to put my dad's urn there. His ashes. I would rather not be alone.
I can pick you up. Don't know where your bike ended up. ...
Me either. I wasn't in any condition to drive. ...
Okay, to move things along, let's say Tony goes over to pick up Jacque. Now, Jacque, you have the urn. Do you want to say then that you've made plans to meet a cemeterian there tonight to...
Yeah, let's say.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. They've agreed to meet you. It's not too late in the night, like maybe around, let's say 8 o'clock or so, that they plan to meet you there. Are we getting gray along the way?
Probably. Texting. Hey, Gray, what are you doing?
Can Gray grab a couple snacks before she leaves?
Yeah, you have your herds around.
Yeah. I need to get that under control.
So what are you bringing your hunger down to? You can bring it right down to 0
Can we
if
text
you'd
Gray
like.
and ask if she wants to go to dinner with us?
Yeah, I'll try to take it down to 0 because I can't get food anywhere else. So
Okay. What were you at?
4.
Oh, yeah, you really needed to take the edge off.
I feel like we learned a special lesson last night.
So you're on quite a bender. Quite a few supplicants come through your office for communion.
Yeah. Can I do that thing where I try to find more potent people?
Absolutely. Which are we looking to bump our presence and our dominate abilities up? Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
You can do that. So both of those have an increase thanks to your herd. And Ronald is he's not there as a supplicant, but he does show up at the end. You've just finished. I'm going to say that you took like 1 point from each, as to not raise any suspicions, of course. And they're very grateful for your time and enlightenment.
You're a blessing, Gray.
That's not creepy at all.
And then Ronald comes in.
I'm like giving them all blessings.
Like, oh, hello. What do they call you again? What did we say their sort of title was?
Administrator.
Administrator. I was hoping.
Yes.
I can see that you're just about to leave, but I was hoping like I would really like to talk to you about that woman.
Oh. Right.
I can't stop thinking about her.
Hmm.
Do you know maybe how I could get in contact with her?
I don't, we just kind of found her in a state. She kind of wandered in, as people often do here.
Oh, was it? Did you make a police report or anything like that? Could I maybe contact them, see if they know how to find her?
No, I mean, she didn't really do anything or suggest that anything really happened to her. I don't know if maybe she
She
was
did something to
dazed or
me.
just upset. Oh,
I just can't get her out of my mind.
she was very pretty.
I'm going to say the two of you have just pulled up outside to pick up Gray. Well,
little
Can
text.
I, before I go out there,
yeah.
can I, I don't, yeah, I don't want one of my followers chasing other vampires.
Yeah, you kind of
So
feel that. You kind of feel that here.
I would like to use the lingering kiss on Ronald, especially after the nice check his mother wrote us.
Okay. All right.
Um,
Yeah, his mother wrote you a very nice check.
yeah, and
Like, and you know that the church is currently running a little behind on some of its debts, and that check's going to get you sort of back above board.
yeah,
Okay. So you close the door and use your lingering kiss on Ronald?
yeah.
I don't think you've ever fed on Ronald before. He's technically not high enough. He doesn't have the right
Probably
crystal.
not. But he is a true believer.
Oh, you definitely
Right?
feel that. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
But he hasn't technically gone through the appropriate classes to get this from Gray, so to speak.
I think though, I'll, because of the check that his mother wrote and the fact that he's signed up for a bunch of stuff, I'll say, you know what, Ronald, I think I understand that this was a very upsetting situation that you were in, and it's really easy to be distracted from your own ambitions. Things distract us all the time. But I want you to know that I am focused on your success just as much as you are. And so I'm going to promote you a little early.
Eyes as big as saucers.
Yeah, and I'm just going to
Lean in
do
and
what needs to be done.
lean in
so
and
that
take
he will.
take a nip. Okay. So your
Yeah.
lingering kiss, when you feed on him, this leaves all other sort of feedings in the dust when you use this power.
Yeah.
Okay. So you feed on him. We'll say that you hadn't quite had communion with the final supplicant yet. So you've still got 1 point. So you do that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So for the next, so basically it lasts for as long as you have points in presence. You have 3. So you have basically turned Ronald into your admirer for the next 3 days.
I'll make a note of the date and say, now, Ronald, I have some things I have to do tonight, but grab yourself a donut, get some Timmy's downstairs, and, be back in here for class in a couple days, okay? And I'll just pat him on the head and walk out.
Okay. And the final supplicant now you don't need to feed on, so do you just dismiss them?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. As you make your way out to the car, you can hear that supplicant sort of intercept Ronald and like, did you receive communion? And Ronald's like, I did. I've been promoted. She's and the other supplicant's like, you didn't walk the steps. You didn't. You can hear there's a sort of like some suspicion there as you move out into the street, and there is this old beat up car with 2 bullet holes in the front windshield, and
Great.
Tony and Jacques inside.
I'm gonna get in the car and say, "Leave now." Don't want Ronald to see them.
Okay. So
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
So
Aye, aye, Captain.
Your wishes are command, Queen Grey. Thanks.
I don't want to talk about it.
So you head over to the cemetery where Mum was buried. Now you said it's in a mausoleum, so she's actually like in a wall. And
Yeah, like a wall of little doors, right?
yes. Well,
Yeah.
Mum was not cremated.
Oh.
Okay. Dad
Okay.
Dad is sort of Montreal Catholic, and Mum was like Toronto liberal. And for whatever reason, she didn't want to be cremated.
Okay.
So you arrive at the mausoleum, the 3 of you, and there is a man, very short in stature and well-groomed, a decent suit, nods to you as you approach.
Hello, sir.
He's like, Jacques?
Yes, thank you for meeting us here tonight.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I'm so sorry to hear about your father.
Yeah, these are my friends. It's a really tough occasion, so they came along for full support.
Well,
As you can imagine.
right this way, and he takes you into the mausoleum, opens the door, and you guys walk down these long halls. Everything in here seems to be made out of marble, and there's these hallways with 3 levels high of plaques on the wall, and each one can be removed, and there would be a casket inside. You come down one hallway though, finally, in the mausoleum, and there is one of these panels that has been removed. It's lying on the floor, leaning against the wall, and then there is a sort of a dark blue curtain hanging over the opening. He says, your mother's casket is in there. I just want to sort of give you a heads up, no surprises when you remove the curtain. There is room for your father's urn. I see you brought it there, and
Yep.
So I'll give you and your friends a few moments. Take your time. I'll be down by the front door there where I let you in. Just you place the urn, and then we'll have our men come and secure the door back in place, and the plaque as well. Okay?
Thank you, sir. Yep. Have a good night.
All the time you need. And he then walks back towards the front door, leaving the 3 of you there.
I take a little peek around to see if there's security cameras in here.
There is a camera back at the intersection of where this hallway leads off the other. It does look like, though, that it could maybe make its, like, you might be in its line of sight.
Okay. There's no way we can... Oh, sorry, go for it.
Didn't you say that he had 2 plots, quote unquote?
Yes, there was the 4115 that he talked to you about, and me in the salt. But then there was also the 4116, which is actually plot. It should be like right next to this one here. So my mother is buried here in the 4115, but he is also...
There are 2 plots available, but we're just gonna say that the one is still a family. The one next door is empty. It's still Jacques still owns it technically. Maybe it could come into the story later on, but the cremated remains can fit into the same one as his mother. So
yeah. So I think we've got to kind of probably take Mom out of here. but without the security camera catching us. Because we need to check this out. I don't know what's going on in this plot, but obviously it's important because my dad talked to you.
Mm.
Can we see? It's open. Is that right?
The opening into the niche where the casket's been placed, yes, it's open, and they've placed sort of just a temporary curtain there so that you don't have to. It's not open to the world.
So I'll draw the curtain back.
Okay, the end of your mother's casket is there, and it takes up pretty much the entire space. But it could be pulled out. But as you said, there is a camera that might catch this if you were to pull it out.
Hmm.
And there's just like, would there be a bunch of staff at this kind of place at night?
No, you feel like there's the one cemeterian working here tonight.
Great. I don't suppose you'd like to go and try to find a new acolyte up in front? A little distraction, maybe?
Do we need him distracted or do we need his help?
His help. I think
Like,
it would
to
just be
move
better,
things?
like if he. Well, yeah, we need to take the casket out, so it might be better if he didn't see that. That's what I'm thinking. So if he's looking at cameras, but you are actually distracting him, that could be good.
All right. I'll go talk to him.
Who knows? Maybe another supplicant for your church.
I will tell you that he's not monitoring a camera or anything. You have a feeling that they're just closed circuit and recorded. He's just waiting down by the front door for you to finish your time here so he can lock up for the night.
Okay. Perfect.
I don't suppose
If
you
I
can
like
make a camera forget something.
I don't think so.
No.
These are not the vampires you are looking for.
Tony, if you like,
I don't think Cloak of Shadows works in a camera or cloud memory.
no. Cloak of Shadows would render you unseen.
Invisible. Yeah.
Does the camera move?
It does not move. Like
This is
it,
not
like
a
you could
tunneling
move it.
scene, like
You
from
could go
a
over and
video
move it. Like it's on a
Maybe we can
little.
just
It's on a
drape
little.
something
It's
over
on a
it.
little arm.
It'd just be like boop 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 boop. Look that way.
Are there any like stanchions in here or anything? I could just like lift it up and knock it.
Yeah, you could probably find something like a flower, an urn or something like that. Do you want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay,
No
I'm not going to
respect for
ask
the dead.
I'm not going to ask for a rule for that. Gray just goes over and picks up sort of this large vase and sort of hits the camera enough that it's now pointed down a different hallway.
Great. Okay, that's perfect. Okay, let's go, you guys.
Do I sense anything on the casket when we touch it or start moving things around in there or anything? No
Do you want to touch it, Tony?
flashes or I want to touch it.
So
Touching.
So Tony reaches in and touches the casket and tries to use her premonition.
Yeah.
Everything goes black, Tony.
Fabulous.
And two red eyes are looking at you in the darkness.
It's me.
Can you give me a resist frenzy check?
Oh dear God. I can. And I can fail it.
Okay. You are affected by a terror frenzy and you run.
Oh God.
So you
Can
guys,
I catch her?
You guys see Tony, she touches it and she starts running. Do you want to grab her?
Yep.
Okay.
1 second here. Because I think we don't need her running into the cemetery guy.
Why don't you give me a brawl? Actually, let's do athletics. Athletics strength.
Perfect. Okay. That's good.
And Tony, could you roll your athletics strength as well to try to pull away from Jacque. We're going to do an
Full
opposed
size modifier 0.
Yeah, we're going to do an opposed check.
Absolutely.
Great.
We're going to do an opposed
Don't think
check
this will
here.
be very hard for you, Jacques.
Well, guess what, Tony?
Oh my god!
Jacque, if you'd like, you can spend a willpower to re-roll.
Wow. Surprising.
How did your 8 dice outroll my 2?
Like I
Underroll
literally
my 2.
do not. It's that kind of a night. Tony, come back.
So Jacques had a dice pool of 8 dice and he rolled 1 success.
Yeah.
Tony had a
was
dice pool
amazing.
of 2 dice and rolled 2 successes. So if Jacques, if you would like, you could spend a willpower here to try to contain her.
Like half a willpower, or like a full block of willpower.
No, it's just a slash, and there should be a button under
I'll do it.
willpower that says willpower reroll or something like that.
Okay.
And then when it asks you how many, put 3.
Power reroll. Dice to roll 3.
Because you can roll.
Difficulty 2.
Yep, you can reroll up to.
Okay.
You can reroll up to 3 dice with this. Okay, you do manage to get 1 more success, which ties Tony. Tie always goes to the active player, and you are actively trying to stop her. So you do stop her, but you can tell that you risk Tony attacking you at this point. She's so terrified to get out of there.
I'm flailing. I'm like, oh.
Ray, can you do something here?
Is it possible to use one of my presence things to try to calm her? Is that
sure? We can do that. Do you want to try to
something I
entrance
can
her?
do? Yeah.
Okay, Gray. So as Jacques struggles to hold her, you step up in front of Tony, and you're going to use entrancement.
Yeah, I think I have to make a rouse check for that.
You do need to make a rouse check to see if we get more hungry.
I do.
You do get more hungry.
Great.
And then what we're going to do is you're going to roll charisma plus your presence. So charisma with no other stat but a 3 points in presence. And then we're going to have Tony roll composure and wits against you.
Okay.
Wow, Gray. You get a crit for 5 successes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Tony gets a messy crit. Again, you're the active player, though, not Tony. So, but we are there is a messy crit here happening.
Oh, poor Tony is losing her damn mind.
So Tony,
last time we bring you to the mausoleum.
You know, what are you telling her to do, Gray? Are you telling her to calm?
I'm telling her to calm down and tell us what she saw, because I'm assuming we noticed what she was doing.
Okay. She doesn't. Tony, you don't feel like you need to run at the moment, as you know, Gray's entrancement comes over you. You sort of come out of that frenzy, and there you are. But one of the niches on the floor, you can see that there's blood running out of the bottom edge of it now.
Hey, Tony, you okay?
Just look at me. Don't look at anything else. Don't need to look at anything else.
Sweetie, it's okay.
What?
You're still holding her, Jacque. You feel like she's gonna run if you let her go.
Yeah, no, I've got her.
What's wrong? Just tell me what happened.
There's the eyes, there's red, and the red's everywhere. The red, and nothing's safe anymore.
Ooh.
The niche,
oh my god.
Tony, the niche with the blood coming out of it, it's opening now.
Oh god.
Are you okay?
It's gonna come for me and my baby.
Oh. Maybe.
Just look at me. I'm like grabbing the sides of her face. I'm like, look at me. Look at me.
Why is
I know it's upsetting. I know. It's upsetting. It's okay.
You're pissing off Marty.
It's okay, Marty.
So,
Okay, buddy.
as you hold Tony there, Jacque, you've got a really good grip on her, and Gray is keeping her focus. But Tony, you can't help but notice that like a little person has crawled out of
Do
the
we
niche.
see, like, do we notice that her regard is caught by something?
Yes.
Can we just shift? Gray, I think we need to shift her around. You know how she
Hey,
sees
look
the
at
things?
this
Like,
plant over here.
Okay, I'm gonna physically turn her the other way while
Okay.
Gray talks to her.
Okay.
You said something about eyes?
There's eyes in the casket, and my baby's right there. My baby, my
Oh,
baby.
no, honey, you're. There is no children in here. There is just me and Gray
You
and
don't
you. It's
understand,
okay.
baby.
Why don't you just give me a hug? Just give me a hug.
She's actively trying to crawl out of Jacques' arms towards the bloody opening
Ooh.
Okay. Yes. And
cavity. At this point, like
Oh, okay.
nails digging into the marble floor, like.
So, like, we might need to get her out of here, but also we need to check out the thing.
Yeah.
little uncertain about our priorities.
I'm not super strong, but I could
no.
try to
Can we just
hold.
go for a little walk in the hallway,
Okay.
maybe? What do you think? We just go down here,
so
away from all of this stuff for a second.
Jacque is able to move
Tony?
Tony down the hallway and around the corner. Gray can't get her focus back. She is looking back, as Tony mentioned, looking back over Jacques' shoulder, reaching for something or someone that the two of you can't see.
Tony, Sherry, there is nothing there.
There, my,
No,
Sherry, mon petit.
If
No, it's
Tony
in your
wants,
head,
Tony can
honey.
spend a willpower as they round the corner and get out of sight of everything to kind of get control again.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay. So they do, it's not immediate. They get you out of the line of sight of that hallway, out of the line of sight of that blood on the floor, out of the line of sight of that bloody little person walking towards you. And you can no longer see the casket, and it's just plain marble halls again with plaques, and Tony's able to break that delusion, but it's damaged her. Like, her willpower has gone down one. And the three of you are, things quiet down a bit, and you seem to be alone in that hallway again.
Are there any noises coming from the niche? Anything moving?
Why don't you
inside the casket?
Why don't you give me an awareness result? Awareness resolve. Jacque is still holding Tony, but you can tell she's not in fight or flight mode anymore. She's slowly coming.
I'm loosening my grip because I don't want her to come to with like feeling suffocated in my arms or anything like that.
You don't hear anything, Gray.
Okay. There's something in here that freaked her out, and there's something in there that apparently your dad wants or something?
Yeah. Can you just stay here with Tony for a second and be reassuring?
I am
and I am going to just go and try to check this out because we haven't come all this way to try to break in a second time later.
So
okay, so I'm going to go
Jacque
check
heads
this
back.
out.
Just quickly before we go to Jacque, Tony, are you sitting on the floor? How is Tony coming out of this?
Well, at first she's clutching onto Jacque
Yeah.
because warm. Warm.
He wears a lot of flannel.
Warm body.
Cozy body.
We're the same.
There's a lot of
temperature now,
flannel.
Bella.
And everybody lives sparkly ever after.
Oh.
Sorry, I couldn't help myself. But if Jacque's getting up, then she'll probably just like collapse on the floor, like.
Okay. And Gray, you're staying and trying to be as.
I'll sit with her and just like rub her back, like those, you know, when you do like circles on someone's back to help calm them down.
Is Gray just mimicking things she's seen, or is this something that Gray knows in the past has been a calming effect for herself or someone else?
I think that was probably something from her life, like when she was upset as a little kid, if she had bad dreams, her family, like maybe her mom or something used to do that.
Do you think Gray had a lot of bad dreams as a kid?
I don't know.
That was when they went into Gray's
Isn't
psych
it my
profile.
job to psychoanalyze her?
Fair. So
Low.
Maybe? I don't know.
Okay.
How many is a lot?
I don't know. You tell me.
Just occasionally.
Okay.
Not that often.
So Jacque, you moved back down the hallway, your boots making
Yep.
a bit of a clomping sound on the ground. Behind you, you can hear Tony sort of recovering, and with each moment she seems to be getting more under control. And then you reach the urn is on the floor,
Mm-hmm.
and you're looking at the end of your mother's casket.
Yeah. Is this something that I could take out on my own
You're
without
pretty,
managing to drop
you're
it?
pretty strong.
I'm pretty strong,
If
yeah.
you'd like, you can even do a rouse check to get a +2 on your strength.
I think my strength is pretty good as it is. I do not think I will do the rouse check on this one.
All right. It's difficult.
I mean, I say
but
that,
you
but
can
then-
you can sort of you get it out and you put it down on the ground.
Yeah.
The one end, and then you can like reach in and sort of pull the other. There are handles on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It feels a little
No.
light, Jacque.
Ah, okay. So I'm gonna try to open it
Yep. There's a
without breaking it.
Yep. There's latches
Yep.
on the side that you let loose, and you
Okay.
you lift, and inside is sort of a rosy colored fabric everywhere, and a pillow.
Mm-hmm. But no body.
There is no body.
That's not weird at all. What the fuck? Hey, you guys, my mom is not in the casket. Something is fucked up here.
What?
Well, I think I was pretty clear that time, but there's nobody in the casket.
Do you want to look down the hall, Gray? Or do you stay with Tony?
I think I'll stay with Tony and I'll be like, what did you say you saw?
Nobody? Oh, you're asking Tony.
I'm asking Tony.
The third time.
That was the
Okay, go for it.
perfect Jacque response, though.
Yeah.
Nobody.
I'll just like try to get in front of Tony and be like, Tony, I need you to be as clear as possible. What exactly did you see? Do you know?
Complete darkness and bright red eyes.
And I can tell you also, Tony, like, terrifying. Something about them was sinister.
My mother
enough
and
to
I
put
have
you
the
into
same
a
eyes.
frenzy.
It was sinister. It was not.
And this was from touching the casket.
It was not pure. It was not good. It was evil. It was pure evil.
Do I know of anything that would use that kind of imagery or anything that would fit that description in like the lore that I've studied? Any kind of vampires that would fit that description or other creatures that a vampire would feel fear of like that? Something like that?
Gray, why don't you give me an occult intelligence check?
Come on. Come on. And I also forgot to add whatever I was supposed to add for my charisma presence crap.
Oh yeah, your presence would have even been stronger. That's right. But
Sorry.
in your defense, you rolled really well
Yeah.
on the presence check anyways. But you should have had
That's true.
you should have had another dice on that presence check.
Oh, that's what it does. Okay. But this, it doesn't matter because it's not, it has nothing to do with that. So.
Okay. You know
Okay.
You know
5 out of 5.
you know that when Jacque uses his eyes of the beast, his eyes glow red. That lets him see in the dark. The utter darkness and malevolence of the, like, there are other things that go bump in the night in this world. Vampires are not the only thing.
Right.
Ghosts,
Okay.
demons.
Veronica.
You're not sure if Veronica's eyes could glow red.
Raccoons.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I'm sure she goes bump in the night though.
She goes bump, 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 bump.
Hey, Jacque.
Fair.
Hey, Jacque.
Yes.
Do you remember
Great.
how your mother passed away, if you don't mind my asking?
No, I don't. Jeremy, any ideas about how my mother passed away?
Yeah, so you and I talked that it was about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
She took ill quite suddenly.
Right. Okay.
I'm not even sure if Jacque made it back for the funeral. That would be up to you.
I think he would have, because like
Then
of the whole family being important
your
thing.
father,
So yeah.
I guess the illness was quite bad, and your father insisted on a closed casket. You never got to see her.
Okay. Yeah, so she took ill so quickly, and she was dead. It was like, I don't know, maybe a week or something, maybe not even. And I just barely had time to get back for the funeral, but it was closed casket. My dad didn't want it was too painful for him. He said he just wanted to remember like she was.
And your dad is the one that pointed us here, right?
Yes, that is right. He is the one, because
as you're talking about this, Jacque, you start to remember, like at your dad's funeral, everybody talked about how hard he took your mother's passing.
Yeah. So the relatives were like a little weird at his funeral. They said that my dad took her passing super hard. Like, I wasn't around. I was up in the woods for most of this working, so I missed it, and I feel really bad about that because I should have been there for my dad. But like, I don't know. It seemed a little weird at the time, but the more weird things are adding up like this, and like, let me tell you, math is not my strong point, but there's a lot of fucking weird things right now. So I think that, like, I don't know, something is off here, Gray. Like, my mom is not in there. Weird.
Okay.
And then all these other things.
Tony?
Yeah.
I don't suppose you could get a hold of Jacque's dad and get him... Can you do a thing?
I have the urn here. Like,
can you make him... I don't know how it works.
Tony is able to see.
Is he
Tony?
here? By any chance? Have you seen
Tony
him
could
here?
use her power see the unseen if she would like. But that would require you to look back down the hallway where Jacque and the casket are. It's also where you saw
Um,
everything else.
Listen, I'm going to bring the urn to you because I don't think we need you back there. But are you comfortable, like, just
She's gonna take a
touching this?
deep breath and she's gonna
I hate to ask you.
get up on her knees. She's not gonna stand all the way up, and she's gonna like start crawling up and look down the hallway, and it's for
Okay.
Jacque, it's for Jacque, it's for Jacque, it's for Jacque. She's gonna take a peek around the corner. Trepid,
Okay.
like,
She
and
does.
she's gonna focus in on her ability to sense the unseen.
Okay. All right. So this does not require a rouse check. This is a free ability. So your eyes, out of focus for a moment. You don't see Jacques. You know what Jacques' dad looks like. You've seen him before. You've seen his ghost following.
Been hanging around a lot.
He's
yeah.
not here. Right, he's not here right now.
He's busy haunting my house.
Or he's afraid of something.
Oh, yeah, or that. So nothing, huh?
He's not here. No.
Okay. Thank you for looking.
However, there is an
But-
ominous red glow coming from the casket. Specifically from inside the casket. It's the same
There's
kind of
some-
red that the eyes were.
There is something wrong with that casket.
What?
Okay, I'm gonna have a look in there. You guys just take it easy for a second, yeah. Chat suggests checking the lining. I was planning to do this, so I will do this.
So you pull at the lining, you tear
Yeah.
the rose-colored fabric.
Yeah, rip slowly along the
Yeah.
edge, so someplace that it'll be less visible, maybe.
So now you're looking at like the canvas mesh that sort of holds the body up and everything.
Okay.
But it's fairly wide spaced. And
Check underneath it too.
yeah, well, through it, Jacques can see blood on the bottom of the casket, but not like spattered blood, like dried brown blood in strange circle and triangular patterns.
Okay, something fucking weird is going on here. So I'm just gonna describe this for you guys. So there's some
Okay.
very strange, probably symbols in dried blood in the bottom of the casket, like under everything.
Symbols.
Symbols.
Do you want to trade places?
Yeah, I think that might be a good idea because this is definitely not my forte.
Tony's brave enough. She's looking down the hallway now.
Okay.
You
Then I'll
think-
go. I'll be like, you okay?
That
I'm gonna go
sounds
look.
like cultist symbol.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
That's mostly what I'm concerned about.
So Gray walks down the hallway. As you reach Jacques, you can see now through the torn fabric of the casket's lining and beneath the webbing that would hold the body up, there is definitely blood, dried blood on the bottom of the wood casket.
Does it mean anything to me? Like, are the symbols
Do you
significant?
guys want to
Some-
remove the webbing away to try to get a better look?
Yeah,
Does
that's
someone have
better.
a knife
Yeah.
or anything they could cut that away with, or
I could just like do the fingernails.
do you want to do your claws?
Oh,
Yeah, probably. Because I'm pretty
Okay.
sure we don't have a knife, so
I think
Do I have to roll
I think
something
you
for
do
that?
need to make a rouse check to do that.
I'll do it. 1 second here. Okay, rouse check.
Okay. So
Yeah,
your hunger
hungry.
grows a little, but I mean, you had a wonderful feed last night, and that's only one hunger. So
pull up.
Yep.
your claw,
Chop it
Gray,
off, baby.
you watch as Jacques' claws grow And then what do we do, Jacques?
Mhm.
Do we just...
Just like slit it around the edge and take it out.
Yeah. Very clear. There's about 3 of these symbols in total, and they overlap one another, and their lines crisscross, and there's blood, and there's also some sort of powder or dirt or something was mixed into the blood that it's sort of caked on where all that blood dried on the wooden floor of the casket.
What is
Gray?
that?
I don't know. It's fucking weird.
At this point, I'm so interested that I'm gonna start standing up and walking over like I'm drawn to it.
All right. So with your sense the unseen, the light glow that you saw coming from the casket, as you get closer and look in, you see the outlines of this symbol really clearly as these lines glow bright red.
Does it seem like some sort of a like a calling, or like it's some sort of a spell?
So Louis has spoken to you about, your sire has spoken to you about your powers before, and he can do this as well. He can sense the unseen as well. And he has told you before that it allows you to see, the presence of supernatural creatures that might not be visible to the eye, like ghosts and spirits and things like that. But he also had mentioned that you might, you could even see and sense certain blood rituals or blood sorcery effects may also be seen. So could you give me an occult intelligence
Definitely.
check for me? This is your first time ever seeing something like this, Tony. And you only really have to go off of how your sire sort of instructed you with your new powers and everything. You can only assume that this is the fact that it's blood, that this is some sort of blood sorcery. This is some sort of ritual that was enacted on the casket.
This is ritual. This is frightening. I've never seen anything of it, and I've only ever heard about it. But this is a blood ritual.
Like,
What
what would it
purpose?
do?
There are certain beings that can cast spells and rituals that might summon or bring unnatural things to life.
Both Gray and Tony have rolled a significantly high occult check this scene, so you know that there are some vampire clans that use a sort of blood sorcery.
There are vampire clans specifically that use blood sorcery too.
Like,
So a couple names come to mind. One being the Tremere, who are known to be sort of the sorcerers of the Camarilla.
mm-hmm.
Okay.
There are other clans that use a sort of blood sorcery, blood magic. The Banu Hakim, again of the Camarilla, have a version of blood magic. The Hecata
Does
have a
this seem to
version
fit any?
of blood magic?
We know a Hecata, right?
Yeah, Jacque, you know Hecata.
I know Hecata. Right?
Wait, who's that?
The Hecata?
You're not sure if it's the Hecata are sort of known to be necromancers. Um,
And say it's Veronica, right?
yeah, you're not sure if this is their type of blood magic, but they do have a sort of blood sorcery they use.
And access to dead bodies. Like this one. Probably this exact body.
Was your mother embalmed at the same funeral home as your father?
So that is a good question. I arrived super late. Like I just made it to the funeral. Jeremy, out of character Moose, like would I have ended up at this funeral home?
Your father didn't conduct a service at the funeral home. Everything was done right here at the mausoleum.
Okay.
The
So I would have no way of knowing.
the casket. You remember the casket being in the hall here, and that a small, a minister was here. A small service was conducted, and then it was put in the wall. Your dad wanted it done and over with very quickly. You remember?
Okay. I don't know. I arrived so late. Like I just arrived for the service and it was here. So like she could have been embalmed by anybody, but like because my dad obviously had his arrangements with Veronica and the gang, my guess is yes.
Why would we be finding a blood magic ritual in the bottom of your mother's casket, who died
Yeah,
years
that's a
ago
good question.
of seemingly natural causes?
Yep.
Why?
I don't know.
And why would your father be so worked up about it that he would send us here to find it? I mean, well, clearly it would be upsetting, I assume, if he knew about it, but...
And he's worked hard to do that too, because he didn't just tell Tony. He also had Veronica tell me. And let me tell you, that was a fucking weird conversation.
Well, and also, her body is not here. So what happened
Right?
to your mom? Is
Well,
she
you have
also a
not talked
vampire?
with Veronica, but Veronica, she really likes the dead bodies. That's what I'm going to say, and I'm going to stop saying it there. So I don't know. In my opinion, she has lots of uses for these dead bodies. And if it was the same funeral home, she probably had access to my mom, especially if my mom, unlike my dad, did not want to be cremated.
But then why would your dad go to the same funeral home if he knew what was going on?
Maybe he didn't
Maybe he didn't.
until he died.
You said some of these
And she
blood
wasn't there.
sorcerers are tied to the Camarilla?
Yes.
Often?
Apparently.
The Tremere are a
Mhm.
very loyal clan to the Camarilla, and incidentally, you don't fuck around with the Tremere. Like, they can, if they get your blood, they can do horrible, horrible things to you.
But again, why my mom? Is somebody trying to get to me through my parents? I don't know. Like I can't imagine why, but this is really like a very weird coincidence otherwise.
You weren't embraced that long ago, though, were you?
I
Like,
was
you
not.
certainly weren't a vampire
Back then.
10 years ago.
No, I was not. So that would be really
I'm
weird.
starting to get very uncomfortable here. Can we?
I think, yeah, let's close
should,
this up and
put this
go.
away.
But let's take some photos first so we can maybe get more
We'll
info.
take pictures.
Yeah, you're very good with your cell phone, so I'm going to let you do that, Gray.
Tony takes out her cell phone and starts taking a picture.
Please. With those occult rolls, would we also know what would happen if we disturbed this
Yeah, like I was wondering
patterning
if we should
at all?
get rid of it first. Scratch it, something.
I mean, unless the rune is some sort of defensive rune that would have an effect for being destroyed.
Okay, is
I'm
there anything
scared
that we
to
could
say this,
scrape through it?
but I want to touch it.
Part of me wants to like scratch some of it away and see what
Yeah,
happens.
same.
With, like, a
I don't want
coin
to
or
scratch it
something.
because what if it's a good thing? Like, what if it's protecting her?
But do you
I
feel
mean,
like
I don't
it's a
think
good
it
thing?
is based on the
No.
images I've already seen, but like,
I really want
So
to
I think maybe we should get rid of this room because I think it might be problematic.
Can I just take like a coin out of my pocket? Just
Or a long
scratch
stick.
it like a scratch
I think
off
we need the
lottery
science
ticket.
stick.
feel like messing with something you don't know about is
Okay.
a bad idea.
I rolled 5 successes. I know a lot.
So Gray takes a coin and scratches away at that sort of blood and whatever that other
Like a lucky bingo
material
ticket.
was. And
That's
are you just trying to break a
It'd be so
line in the symbol? Okay.
Yes, and then I'll just like scratch a little off and blow it away. See what
As
happens.
she does
Don't
that,
inhale it.
Tony, you see the light disappear from the room. There's no more
The
red
whole
glow.
room?
No, the room.
Oh, just the red
Room.
glow.
Mhm.
Okay.
Can I like look around and see if anyone or anything is coming to find us now that we've like messed with some sort of protection or something?
It's
Rung
very,
the evil doorbell.
it's very quiet in the mausoleum this evening.
Okay, so we should probably put this thing away because Mom's
Yeah.
not here.
Well,
We'll put that in the thing after, and then
Okay, so you
yeah.
slide that.
definitely
You slide that up
put all the
in.
contents back in the coffin.
Yeah,
Yeah, all the.
piling in layers of silk and stuff.
Yes,
and
exactly. And then you put the casket back in,
Unceremoniously.
and you put the urn
Yep,
into the.
gently into
Yep. And the
Yep.
cemeterian,
I
he
give
said you
that a
just needed
kiss.
to let him know, and okay,
the. Yep. Close the curtain.
yep. And they said they would come and replace the marble and everything.
Yeah, I have a look at the back of the door too, since it's leaning up, just in case there's anything weird
Yeah,
happening.
no, nothing strange about the door.
Okay.
Okay. Hmm.
What do you think?
Mystery.
Yeah,
No.
it is a mystery.
I want to inspect the tile that was bleeding.
Okay. The plaque on the front of it has
Okay.
the name Christopher Rains, and the date of death is the same as the date of birth.
I'm gonna make note of it in my cell phone.
Okay. All right.
Everything okay, Tony?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, everything's fine.
Okay. I think we better get out of here before this weird night
Yep.
gets any weirder in the mausoleum.
Yeah.
So you make your way out. The cemetery.
Everybody ready?
The cemeterian, says goodnight to you. Goes and takes care of your sealing your father's and mother's little crypt / niche there. And
Cozy cubby.
what are the three of you doing for the remainder of the night? Now, the Baroness has asked you to stay low while they investigate further on their own through their contacts.
Any chance you guys want to go check out Veronica's place of business with me? Maybe
As long as I
have
can
a
make
little
phone
word with her.
call. Yeah.
I think we
As long
should
as I
see if
can-
Veronica knows anything about those symbols.
Yep. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think we should too.
I have a strange feeling that she wouldn't have been telling you a lot about the mausoleum information if she knew that she had done anything to your mother's body.
Oh, I don't think she would either. But she might not have
Her
understood.
stories indicate she's kind of gregarious, but
Yes.
that bold.
So I think that she might have done that before it ever. If she is involved in this, she might have done it before it ever got put into the mausoleum.
Mm.
this could have happened like at the funeral home, and then the casket goes there. I don't know. Who knows where the body is? It may never have been in the casket. I don't know. It
may
could be her
not have.
blood in the casket.
I don't know.
Jazzy, do you, Tony, sorry, do you feel up to driving us, or do you want to, with your new car?
Sure. Get in the
Okay.
Tony Mobile.
Well, listen. Let's say that you're going to drive to the funeral home tonight. We are almost out of time, but I'd really like to get that scene in tonight if you guys are okay with it. You arrive at the Rawlings funeral home. Gray, you were going to make a phone call. Did you want to do that on the way?
I would like to try and call Phyllis and see if she knows the name Horatio Legault.
Oh.
Just to check in.
Okay. I'm going to say that you call her and get her voicemail.
I'll just say, a name I'd like to run by you that's come up in some of this hullabaloo. See if you and I are finding the same connections. Whenever you have a chance, give me a call back. Thanks. Bye.
Okay. So you make that call. Do you do that in the car? Did Tony and Jacque hear you make that call? Okay.
I'm also gonna leave a message for Louis, asking him about his if he can tell me more about blood magics.
Okay. So you
well.
call Louis. He definitely answers for you.
Shocking.
You hear him go,
What?
no, don't touch that. Don't touch it. I told you. Just wait. One moment, please. Hello, darling. Everything
Hi.
okay?
Sure. You could say that.
I know it's hard to keep your balance. Hold it. Sorry, dear.
You've
caught me right in the middle of something.
Of course I have. Hope
He's
you're not
redecorating.
torturing anyone too badly. Anyway,
Torture?
ran into a little bit something new for me today. Wanted
Whoa.
to see if
Remember to use your manners on the phone, darling.
Chad says so too.
Anyways, how can I help you? You ran into something.
Yes, I ran into something new today.
A new
Wondered
flavor?
if I might.
I know how much you like ice cream, darling.
Ew. Yes, you could say that. It was of the blood currant variety.
Delightful.
Anyway, something I wasn't quite used to very much took me off guard. You told me about it, but I'd never experienced it myself. Wondering if I might be able to chat with you about it later.
Oh, would you like to come by?
Yes, dear. If you would. Later, though.
I love it when you say dear. Are you with the others right now?
Yes. Yes, we have some other business to attend.
Maybe they would like
Attend
to
to?
come by. I could prepare a smorgasbord.
Oh, no. I'm sure they would not. And they're definitely not your cup of tea.
Oh. We'll dine for two then.
Yes.
If you drop that leg one more time, I'll break it. Sorry, dear. I wasn't talking to you.
Oh, I realize. You know how much I hate it when you break your toys.
It's so flexible.
I'm sure you can hear my eyes rolling from here.
I'll see you later this evening then.
Yes, dear.
I'll keep it warm for you.
Much appreciated. She hangs up on him.
Ew.
Ew.
So Jacques guides you into northern Toronto, outside of Anarch territory, to a building that looks like something right out of the Addams Family, and a sign on the front lawn, the Rawlings Funeral Home, serving families
Wow.
since 1902.
Okay, you two, be prepared for this to get weird.
does
Just a
that
little
mean?
warning. I don't think I can prepare you verbally for what's about to happen, but there's a dead raccoon wandering around in there. Let me just put that out as the preamble, and you can create the rest as we go.
After the night I've
Okey-dokey.
had, I don't think I need much more.
The lights in the
Yeah, but
the
No.
lights in the funeral home are all off. It's clearly not open for business. That doesn't mean
I wander
the
up and
proprietor
knock
is
on
not
the
home.
door loudly.
All right. A little bit of time passes, and maybe you have to knock again. But eventually, you see up out of the basement steps comes a very slender form. And a woman comes to the front door. You can see her through the glass. She's
Gray
wearing...
takes like 2 steps back.
She's quite tall and thin, and she's wearing a pantsuit, and she has long, sort of not long. She has a bob cut. I forgot that. She has a bob cut, so blonde it's almost white. She opens the door. Jacque?
Veronica. Yes, I
did not expect you this evening.
Oh, I didn't expect me to be here either, but I am thinking we may have some unfinished business and not the kind you were trying to get into the other day, huh? So I brought my friends because we have some questions for you. Do you have a bit of spare time on your hands right now? Maybe you can take a little step away from the bodies and the raccoon, and we could have a little conversation, all 4 of us.
Give me a persuasion charisma check, Jacques.
We'll see what that looks like. Okay.
Maybe you should let us do the talking.
If this doesn't work, I think... Gray, you might need to take over. Okay, persuasion. Oh, excellent. And then charisma.
I'm paying attention.
Don't worry, we're right here, sweetie.
And if you haven't passed it yet, you can give yourself a +1 dice bonus because she likes you.
For the pool size modifier?
Yeah, +1.
Okay, so plus... What do I... Okay, hold on. Okay, so 1 for the pool size modifier?
Yes, yeah, and the difficulty 2.
Okay, submit, and difficulty 2, submit. Ugh, that didn't go well.
I will let you succeed at a cost here, Jacques.
What kind of cost?
That for the remainder of the scene with Veronica, her charms have somehow made their way through to you, and you have to be strangely intrigued by her for the remainder of the scene.
Okay, fair enough. We'll go for it.
So
we need this info.
So she comes out the door and she puts her hands on your very big, burly, lumberjack-like chest. She says, "Oh, Jacques.
Veronica.
I couldn't say no to you. And these
I
are
am
your
glad.
friends?"
Yes, so this is Gray. And this is Tony. And we've just got a couple of questions for you because we found something really weird.
Did you check the numbers?
I did check the numbers, and I knew you were curious, Cherie.
Oh, fantastic.
So we came straight back to see you.
Her hands slide down your chest, down your sides into your hands, and she pulls you through the doorway of the funeral home's entrance, and she then sort of distractedly looks back to Tony and Gray and, come along, and she leads Jacques into the funeral home.
I just look at Gray and I look at that and I look at Gray and I look at that and walk in.
Looks big, and I look at him.
And I look at her. And I look at him.
Okay.
So she takes you down. She takes you downstairs into the funeral home's lounge.
I'll pull the door shut behind us.
Inside the lounge, there are a number of old pictures of Toronto, and what, for all intents and purposes, to you looks like a taxidermy raccoon up behind a bar where drinks and snacks can be served. She brings Jacques in.
Eating the drinks and snacks.
She brings Jacques in and, motions for him to take a seat. And she takes a seat very close to Jacques and crosses her legs. And the two of you, do you sit or do you stand?
I want to sit so I don't offend her, but in a place where I can clearly keep an eye on what she's doing.
Okay. So as you sit down, take a good look at the room. Is Tony sitting?
I'm going to sit on the other side of Jacques.
Okay. So there's a set of stairs coming down into this room.
Very protectively.
And on the other leg.
So there's a stairway coming down. There's a hallway leading out of the room. There's also a locked door that says, well, you assume is locked, that says staff only on it. And
staff and other pets.
She leans in and says, "So what did we find about those numbers?"
Right. So first off,
what did we find?
What did we find? Well, it was all very, very, very
weird.
Disturbing. Yeah, weird. Another good word. Thanks, Gray. Yeah. So I have a question for you before I answer this question. And I know because you just you're so kind to me, you're definitely going to want to answer this. Did you, by any chance, take care of the arrangements for my mother? Do you remember? It would be about 10 years ago, maybe. I figured maybe because you took care of my dad, you might have taken care of my mom, too. Chérie. I give her a charming smile.
I know we took care of your mother. I don't remember the particulars. If you'd like, I could go and get her file for you.
Oh, that would be fantastic. Yeah, please. We shall wait for you here.
She gets up and walks almost like a runway model to the stairwell, and she looks back at Jacques and says, "I'll just be a minute."
I'll wait with bated breath, baby.
I'm sorry,
Go get that file.
I don't have anything for you and your friends to drink, but
we're all topped up. It's fine.
So she moves up and leaves the leaves the room.
I told you guys this was going to be weird.
We're very fond of you.
Started. Yeah, I know. Oh, trust me.
You did not say how fond you were of her.
Usually I am not. I am trying to use my charm today.
Yeah. Secretly, though, Jacque, you are feeling a sort of kinship to her. You can't explain it. At which point, the raccoon on the counter moves. It has no eyes, and a tongue hangs out of the side of its mouth. It moves down to the end of the counter. And
for God's sake, I thought that thing was dead.
Black holes just look from Gray to Tony.
Can I just study it like, well, that's fascinating.
Here,
yeah,
kitty,
so this,
kitty,
you should be aware, this is some of her work.
Kitty.
Very skilled.
Are you going to try to pet it, Tony?
Yeah.
So you touch it. Its fur is damp.
kitty. Ooh,
Oh.
kitty.
And it crawls down off the counter and
I
rubs
wiped my hand on my pants.
and rubs its wet body between your legs.
Oh, kitty.
Sort of like the way a cat might move about.
Okay, regrets. We have a few.
And you can see that like it's more than a little damp. This thing has been outside or rolling in something, and there's an odor.
Okay,
At which
then.
point Veronica comes down with a file in her hand, looks at her. Oh, you've met my little friend.
Does he have a name?
Does he have a name?
Mm-hmm.
I've been calling him Ernie.
Oh. Not bad.
Does he have a bird?
No. He's a very
But you did.
He's a very loyal little friend.
I can see that.
So
Good old piece of work.
I have the file here. Ernie, leave our friends alone.
Okay.
It
Anything
leaves
strange?
Tony and wanders down that hallway. Well, it says here that I'm sorry, Jacque. I didn't work on your mother. She wasn't embalmed. It looks like
She wasn't embalmed.
No.
Who doesn't embalm a body going into the graveyard? I thought that was standard practice.
No. Only if we're going to view the body.
Who did work on her?
No one. It looks like my staff picked her up from your father's residence.
Okay.
What?
She was brought here to the funeral home until the paperwork cleared, and then was taken to the cemetery to be put in the mausoleum.
That's
really weird.
So who prepared the casket?
Well,
and the body?
my staff would have put the body into the casket, I assume.
But
Why?
the casket,
What was?
where?
Wait a minute. Was the body desecrated in some way?
Well,
We
you
don't know.
That's a really good question. Because
Well, what did
guess
she
what
look
we
like?
didn't. Guess what we didn't,
we didn't
find in
find.
the casket.
There was no body in the casket?
No,
Nobody.
my mother was not in the casket, but we found other things that were a little weird. We thought you might be able to enlighten us, maybe.
I love weird
Who
things.
snapped that photo?
Not me.
Was
I
that
did.
you, Tony? Okay.
Not good with the phone.
That was me, honey. Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Okay, can you just show Veronica what we found?
Yeah, she's gonna lean
Ready?
over you to show this phone to Veronica.
Yeah, Tony, you can tell that
Good
Veronica
day for Jacques.
is unimpressed by your call. First of all, when you refer to Jacques as honey, and she takes your phone and looks at it.
Have you ever seen these before, Veronica?
She just stares at them.
I feel like
Insight
that
check.
might be a yes.
You recognize that? I mean, your very skilled bit of blood magic that you did with Ernie. Certainly you must know what this is.
Yeah, so
But
impressive.
we're just guessing, of course.
Yeah.
We know it's blood magic.
But anything that you can do that can help us out is great.
Is
We
it-
would really appreciate it, huh?
How long were you near this?
Well, I was around this the most of anybody, probably, but not that long.
5-10 minutes, maybe?
Something like that. How come?
This is a seer's rune.
Do I know what that is?
Oh, that explains some stuff, I think. Meaning what exactly?
Meaning the person who made this rune wanted to know if someone opened that casket.
Ah. Well, they know now, then. Do you know who could do something like this?
I have my suspicions.
Any chance you want to share them with us? I might be able to get you a friend for Ernie.
She gives Tony the phone back and she leans back in the chair. I think you need to leave this alone, Jacque.
See, I don't think I can. There's
You
a
and I
lot of strange stuff happening.
You and
Tony,
I
what were
both
you going to
know that his father led him here. Clearly, someone wanted him to find this.
This magic is not kindred magic.
What kind of magic is it? Veronica.
She looks very uncomfortable.
Veronica, one of us touched this. We need to know what we're up against.
And the rune has been destroyed now. So not just touched. But like scratched like a bingo card.
We're so serious, and then we just like have to ruin it.
I tried not to.
Good.
She stands up and walks over to the door marked staff only. Opens it and wait here.
No.
Okay.
No.
I will be right back. I need you to wait here.
Is she
As
acting
the
like
door
she's trying
remains
to escape? Or
give me an insight. Give me an insight. Wits, I guess. Let's do insight wits.
is that anything I would have added anything to? Probably not,
No,
right?
No.
Okay. Okay.
You don't think she's running?
Okay, so she's actually getting something.
Yes.
Okay.
Or someone.
Or someone.
But what you do know is that now that door has been opened a bit, the smell of rotting flesh can be smelt in the room faintly.
Interesting.
She disappears and closes the door behind her. After a few Yep, go ahead.
Sorry, I was gonna say, when she says that it's not kindred magic, does it jog anything else, or is it like not specifically, or is it just like we know that there are other things and that's
well, I mean, if it's not kindred magic, you've heard of witches and warlocks and things like that.
okay.
She comes back a few moments later, this time with a book. And it looks quite old, and it looks like she hasn't opened it in a while. There's a thin layer of dust on it. And she puts it down on the table. And there is a marking similar to what you saw in your father's, in your mother's casket.
Want to tell us a bit about it, Veronica?
I think this marking was made by a diabolist.
Okay.
This is
What is that?
someone who communes with demons. She then opens the book, and you can see inside the book, like this is like some sort of middle-aged encyclopedia.
Mm.
There are drawings in the margins and writings over the pages, and she turns and she turns and she turns and she turns, looking and looking, and then she finds a page and points a finger at the marking, and it is a dead ringer for what you saw on the base of your father's mother's casket.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
what is that one?
It's a demon's eye. It allows the diabolist to see through the rune.
Okay, so I guess my question here, though, is, does this do anything to the body? Because there was no body. Like, where was the body?
I don't know. I also don't know what a diabolist would want with a dead body. I mean,
Yeah.
I have uses for them, but
Yeah. No, I don't know either, because I don't know much about this.
maybe
Can we take a quick picture of this with our cell phone? Are you okay with that?
I would prefer you not take a picture of the book. At which point she closes it up.
Okay.
So,
Maybe your father knows more.
Yes. I think he's at the house.
She pauses for a moment. I think he's here with you.
now he's here.
Sure, now he shows up.
I wouldn't blame him for not wanting to be the mausoleum.
Yeah, fair.
Is he
Fair.
gesturing anything, saying anything, pointing to anything?
He's not a clown, Gray.
Oh, but he gave a message before, you said. There has to be a way he
Non-psychics.
can tell us more.
He's standing over Jacque.
Mm-hmm.
Are you getting anything coming from him?
No.
Any messages?
No.
Are you able to talk to the dead, do you sometimes?
She smiles. Would you like me to conduct a seance for you?
Well, I think that we might need to, if you are willing. Sherry.
I'm always willing to walk with our friends that have passed on.
Okay, well, let's do this.
Let me get a few things together then.
Okay.
So, she goes about gathering candles and a number of other occult items. And the lounge quickly transforms into, for lack of a better term, like a seance studio. It's clear
This
she's
is not what I
done
thought
things
I'd
like
be
this
doing
before,
tonight.
and the raccoon is very excited moving about.
It's like, great, another seance. Whee! It's a party!
Party raccoon!
She says, now, Jacque, I want you to be prepared.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have to channel your father. So I won't be here, but he will.
Okay.
We need to make some sort of tribute to him.
What kind of
Well-
tribute?
Something of value, some sort of connection to your father.
I have this chain that they gave me a long time ago that I always wear to think of him and my mom.
It needs to be a
Will that
little
work?
more personal. Could you open your mouth for me?
I would rather not.
Insight check.
I've
What? Okay. Oh no.
I've used teeth before.
I kind of need my teeth.
Well, I won't
just some
take one of your
air, maybe?
fangs. I won't take one of your fangs.
I think the air might be okay. No.
Some hair.
Yes, it's bone, just like the teeth. Same DNA.
How about you grow a claw and we'll just it off?
Yes.
No clippings.
We'll try. We'll try.
Okay.
She then says, but I will need some of your vitae.
It's a personal question, don't you think?
Very personal question. So what exactly are you going to do with this? Because honestly, after the night we've had tonight, and the weird symbols we've seen that clearly already had somebody else's vitae in them.
She gets a small plastic baggie out.
Mm-hmm.
She says, I'm going to take some of your blood. I'm going to place it in the bag with your hair. And I will then bite the bag, and that's going to open a conduit, a channel for your father to enter me.
Anybody here have a cult that they could check and make sure that this does not seem like a way to get control
over you?
Yes.
Does it?
If you drink her blood, she can blood bond you.
Yeah, but I mean, in terms of like different kinds of blood magic and stuff that she might have access to, is more what I was thinking.
So I will tell those of you with some occult that you know that the Hecata have an ability called Oblivion, and Oblivion is a sort of necromantic blood magic that taps into the underworld, the world of spirits. But it is very rare, and neither of you know enough about it to know about this ceremony she's about to.
But it does seem more like the kind of thing that would be like trying to contact a spirit rather than trying to do something to
Control
Jacque.
the living.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should be fine.
You guys give a little nod. Okay. I will play along with you, Veronica.
Okay. So she gives you. She reaches over and pulls out sort of the ceremonial dagger.
Mm-hmm.
It's long,
not sus at all.
Long, slender blade.
Has that laying around.
Long, slender blade. A little skull up on the end of the hilt, and she just gives it to you. And she goes, "I'll catch the blood. You just need to cut yourself."
Okay. Totally safe. Okay, so I slice my palm and put a few drips in the bag.
Oh, it's going to take a few more than a few drips. I would like you to make a rouse check.
Okay. I did it.
Okay. She takes that.
Want me to lick it closed for you?
Yes, please.
Do you do that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. She puts a few hairs in the bag, and she twists and twists and twists and twists the top of the bag until it's like really a tight, bulbous, like a zit just ready to pop.
Ew.
And she wraps an elastic around it quick. She then stands up and starts to unbutton her shirt. She slips her jacket off over the chair. She begins to totally disrobe from the waist up.
Oh.
I've never been to a seance like this before.
Fascinating.
Okay.
Okay.
Highly doubt that was necessary, but okie dokie.
You did lick the wound shut. She's like, I see your game and I up you one.
Mhm.
She then sort of makes sure the candles are sort of good. They start to really smoke and sputter. You're not sure what these are made out of, these candles. Some sort of, you don't think it's wax. It's some
Human
sort of
fat.
it's some
Body
sort
fat?
of
Yeah, I was gonna say.
fat, and it flickers and sputters.
Ew.
Is anyone no one's at Hunger 4, correct?
I am.
The candles are making you feel very
I
uncomfortable.
thought we learned a lesson.
Tony, the candle, those little flames are making you feel very uncomfortable. Very
I asked
uncomfortable.
if Gray wanted to go to dinner with us, guys.
True.
38.
I'm gonna be kind here, though. I'm not gonna call for a frenzy check as long as Tony doesn't go near the candles. Okay.
I licked the wound shut.
She then takes the baggie and she places it in her mouth, and
The vampire juice box.
and she holds out her hands for Jacques' hands.
Okay, I play along.
Okay. As you do that, you can see her fangs grow, and she slowly bites down into the bag, and a red drips and trails go down her chin, dropping onto her body. And her eyes sort of look upwards for a second. The bag finishes draining and just sort of falls out of her mouth. And she's still holding your hands for a moment.
Touche, Veronica. Touche.
The candles are sputtering and everything.
Bag.
Tony, the sight of the blood and your hunger is just, it's gnawing at you. But you know that that's Jacques. Like, you know that maybe that's crossing a line. And then Veronica's voice replaced by another. Hello, my son.
Papa?
Oh, yes. Veronica looks down at her disrobed body. I look quite nice. If I do say so myself.
Yes. Few changes since I saw you last, Papa. So we have some questions for you.
Did you go?
We did, but Mama was not there.
I know.
Where is she? What happened? Because it was weird. There were symbols in the casket. There was no mom. We left your ashes there.
This is very difficult for me to tell you. Your mother and I we drifted a bit in our age.
Like apart or in a very strange direction?
No, apart.
Mm-hmm.
I perhaps too distracted.
Okay.
Retired life was not what I thought it would be.
Yeah, sometimes it is not, Papa.
But your mother, she met someone,
Okay.
a man from the city.
Mm-hmm.
He was not a good man.
Okay. Yes, if he's wrapped up in this, he's definitely not a good man. You are right.
He had the powers I did not understand. When you came home for my funeral, I saw that you were no longer... You were no longer... Well... You were no longer my boy.
What? Yes, I am not what I once was. You are not wrong, Papa. I died, much like you. But then I got brought back. I did not ask for this.
He holds...
But it happens.
Her hand comes up and touches your face. But it doesn't feel like her. It feels like... You know, you're immediately reminded of a time maybe that you fell off your bike, hurt yourself in some way, and your dad was there to comfort you. I thought maybe you could right this wrong now.
Yes, maybe. But where do we go? Who do we need to see? We have to have a name.
I only knew him as Jacob.
Jacob. Okay. Where was he located? Where did she go?
He put a darkness within your mother.
Yes, that was clear. Is she still alive?
I don't know. I don't know what she is anymore. She got very sick. She spoke not with her own voice any longer. I think there was something inside of her, Jacque. Something evil, something horrible, something... And then he turns and looks.
What do you see, Papa?
Grace gonna stand up.
I think it might be here, Jacque.
Where? Where exactly? Here.
You must listen to me quickly now.
Okay.
Your mother, she did horrible things, Jacque. I could not let her be punished. I convinced the man here at the funeral home to put a empty casket in the wall, Jacque. I let your mother go. She ran. She did not come back, Jacque. She did not come back.
I'm so sorry, Papa.
Until I saw her a month ago. I think she...
Where did you see her?
I think she made me sick, Jacque. I think she did something to me.
I'm so sorry you passed, Papa. I miss you.
You need to find your mother, and whatever is in her, you need to find a way to get it out, Jacque.
I will try, Papa. Do my best.
Veronica's body suddenly goes very stiff. And the hand on your face is no longer your father's.
Veronica, I think you are back. Are you with us?
What have we here?
Oh, you are not Veronica.
Can I slap her across the face?
Tony, please make a frenzy check as Veronica's eyes glow a familiar red to you.
Oh God, no!
No.
You resist.
Ooh.
You resist frenzy. If Tony would like, she could say she fails this roll and do what's called riding the wave. You could just choose to frenzy right now. And then you would choose to either run or attack. or you can take this victory.
I mean, it's inside Veronica right now. So I think I'm gonna resist it. I'm gonna
Okay.
take the victory. I'm gonna take the victory because it's like the first victory of Battle Light.
She stands up in front of you, Jacque, blood dripping off her chin and down her chest, and her hands shake at her side, eyes glowing red. Your mother is mine now, Jacque. And she burns!
So, I think she won't be yours for long. Why are you doing this? What do you get out of it? Torturing these people. My family, too.
Her soul.
And you are who?
It's true great fashion, and you are.
I'm like
Do
ready
you
to
have a
slap
card?
her.
Do you have a card? Have you heard of our Lord and Savior, the Church of Greed?
Would you like to join me?
Lots of
It's-
souls to go around.
It says I have many names. I'm sure you've heard them.
Well, Jacob, huh? Already did, yes.
No.
But
Jacob is
you're not that famous.
Jacob
we don't know
is
the other
but
ones.
a pawn.
So, what are these names we've supposedly heard? Oh, famed one. Gray's getting tired of this now. She's like,
Gray's a kind of
Come
god
on.
in their own right, so good luck.
We'll
she
meet.
was about to slap her.
We'll meet very soon, Jacque. At which point, Veronica heaves and vomits blood all over you. Just a ridiculous amount.
Okay, well, glad I got my own blood back, so this is good. But also, I think I have some extra here.
And at which
So we probably haven't heard of your names. Is that what you're
and at
saying?
which point falls into your arms.
Okay, yeah, I catch her. Veronica, are you back with us? That was a pretty weird trip. You
Can
okay?
I try to sense the unseen to see if the presence of this thing is still here?
Absolutely. You try to sense the unseen. Whatever it was is not here, but neither is Jacques' father.
Hmm.
Oh, that's no good.
But he did leave before that arrived, so
We don't know that.
true.
Veronica.
True.
I think
suppose you
that's
call
as
it
good
its
as place
name.
as any to say goodnight.
No.
Mhm.